kickstart the session as stated. Okay, so we'll start the session. All right, thanks a lot for joining. I know it's late your time. If you're so, I'd like to know where you guys are joining from. Okay, so are you currently in the UK? Are you currently in Nigeria? Are you currently in Ghana? Are you currently in Canada or US? Where are you joining the session from today? Where are you guys joining the session from today? You can just put it in the chat. We're going to be using the chats to talk today. Okay. All right. Okay. So I can see Sylvia from Nigeria. Okay. Lagos, Nigeria also. All right. It's good to have you guys on board. No doubt about that. About from Nigeria. We have a lot of guys from Nigeria today. All right. Which is good. It's good to have you guys here. All right. All right, without wasting too much time, all right, the session is just going to be like an hour, 30 minutes, okay? 1 hour, 30 minutes, 2 hours maximum, okay? So that's what we're going to walk you through that today, okay? So if this is your first time attending any of our masterclass, this is just an avenue for you to learn something different, okay? An avenue for you to learn something good also. All right, so this is the data science masterclass, and today we are going to be talking about exploratory data analysis, and we're going to be looking at churn analysis. Churn analysis. All right. So let me just get to know you guys. Is this the first time you're attending a masterclass from Tenalytics? You could just put a one in the chat. If this is your first time attending a masterclass from Tenalytics, put a one in the chat. If not, put a zero. Okay. If this is your first time, put a one. If this is not your first time, put a zero in the chat. Okay, fantastic. So we have a lot of newcomers in the house. Awesome, awesome, awesome. It's good to be here. It's good to be here. It's good to have you guys on board. Okay. All right, we have the newcomers. We also have I won't say old comers. All right. Fantastic. It's good to have you guys on board. Okay. So we're going to start the session as stated. Okay. And like I mentioned earlier, it's just going to be an hour, 30 minutes, 2 hours tops. Okay. So just have that at the back of your mind and you're going to get a lot from the session itself. Okay. So what are we going to be talking about today? Before we proceed into the practical masterclass, we're going to talk a bit about analytics. Okay. For the people that are just joining for the first time, Analytics is an educational technology platform. Okay, essentially, our main mission is to get more Africans into the tech space. That's what we are setting out to achieve. All right. So a couple of years ago, all right, where myself and Adesa transitioned into the tech space, okay, we found out that we're working with multinational organizations in the UK, in the US, and we found out that every organization that we had a business to work with, okay, we nearly found an African, not just a Nigerian, because we are Nigerians. We didn't find an African, a Ghanaian on the call. Okay, we didn't find, these Africans basically were not in those roles. So we met Indians, we met Chinese, we met, Americans, British people and all that. But we never met an African, like in the span of our experience. So we decided that, okay, do you know what? How do we get more Africans into the tech space? So we did a lot of work. We did a survey. There were a lot of misconception people had at the back of their mind as to what they need to have in order for them to transition. So a lot of Africans feel like they need a lot because when you hear the word technology, a lot of people think that you need to be very smart. You need to have like an advanced degree. You need to have some level of certification. People have how would I say, this predefined, mentality that certain people, you need to have certain certifications, degree, age, and all that. They feel like they have a lot of limitation because of where they are coming from. So you're living in Africa and you feel like you don't have those skills in order for you to get a job. So that's what really led to us starting analytics. So we started off with just guys in Nigeria, guys in the UK, guys in Europe in general. Okay. And over the years, we've seen that it's not just we've gone way ahead of just guys in Nigeria, guys in Africa, guys in the UK, Europe, and all that. Now we're helping people get jobs literally anywhere in the world. So you can be in Dubai, we have people getting jobs in the UAE, all right? We have people getting jobs in Malaysia, we have people getting jobs in the US, in Canada, and so on and so forth. So we have really branched out our network to help people, more Africans, majorly, to get jobs across different parts of the world. So now I can beat my chest now. Okay, I had a very wonderful experience. This was last year. Last year, 2023. So I do more. I would introduce myself in a few minutes. So I was working I got a job, okay, a gig, a contract to work with one of the top, logistic companies in the UK. All right, to lead a particular data initiative with the organization. So while I was leading the session, when I started the job, I was leading like an onboarding session, okay, talking about the project, talking about the things that I was going to achieve and all that. Somebody on the call, sent me a message. Oh, if Ifemena, it's good to have you on board. All right, it's good to have you on board. And the person was telling me that they joined about just a few weeks ago, blah, blah, blah. And I was, the person chatted with me as though they knew me. Okay. And I was like, okay, all right. I'm trying to figure out the name, but I don't think I remember where I know you from. And she was like, oh, sorry, apologies. She went through the business analysis training program and currently works with that same company as a business analyst. And I was like, oh, really? What are the coincidences amongst all the companies that we have in the UK? All right. All right. I was able to meet somebody that went through analytics and was able to work with me, you know, you work with me in the same organization. So you see, those are the kind of impacts that we are driving to get people, more Africans into the tech space. So if it is data analytics, if it is data science, in which we're going to be talking about today, if it is, data engineering, it is HR analytics, financial analytics, and so on. So I want more with those experiences. Before, I will tell you categorically, you will get a job in an international firm and you'll barely see an African on your team. Okay. So, but these things, we need to change it. And that's exactly what we are trying to drive. So if you're outside the country or if you're in Nigeria looking to get a job remotely, all right, these are the kind of things you'll be exposed to. And you will now see the impact. You'll see the thing that we're talking about, that we want to have more Africans in the tech space. When you get your own job, and you see that you're only talking with guys, outside the country, you would want to have a relationship with an African on your team. So essentially, that's the whole, long story short. That's the reason why we started analytics, and that's why, that's our mantra, that's our mission, that's our vision. Okay, to get people, more Africans into the tech space. All right. So who am I? My name is Ifemena Ipro. Okay, I am the co-founder of Tenalytics. Okay, and I have close to a decade experience working within the tech space. I focus majorly on the tech data ecosystem. So I'm in love with data. Okay, so I've worked as a data analyst. I've worked as a data scientist. I've worked as a data engineer, BI analyst, BI developer, Power Platform developer. So my experience spans the data ecosystem. Okay, the last couple of years, I've been working more on the contractor side of things. Okay, contractor side of things, working in the UK, working in the US, and also working in Canada. So businesses in the UK, US, and Canada. So I drive data analytics initiatives. So organizations that are looking to deploy analytical solution, all right, my services are what I render to deploy this particular initiative. It could be data analytics, it could be data science, and that's essentially what I do at the moment. Okay. So prior to that, I've led, different data analytics and data science initiative for different, top organizations in the UK, US, and now in Canada. All right. But one thing I'd like to also share is the fact that all these things I'm talking about, my experiences and all that, I never did any of this in the university. Okay, so my degree was in economics. I did economics from Lee City University in Nigeria. Okay, all right. So it's economics, like every other person, you can study anything you want. Adiza, for example, studied industrial chemistry. All right. And now we are, working with tech firms across the world. Okay. So your background, what you studied in university is not relevant in you getting a role in the data space. Okay. And essentially, we're going to be talking about data science today. And that's exactly what you need to understand at the back of your mind. So I did economics, okay, university. My first job was as a management consultant. Okay, so I did management consulting for about 4 years before transitioning into the tech space. So you see, those are the kind of transitioning stories. So if you're currently looking at transitioning, or you're currently looking at, moving from your current role to a new role, okay, and you want to explore opportunity, this is the best place for you to be. All right. So if you have friends, if you have family that are looking to transition, also, this is the best place to be. All right. So that's who I am. Okay. And you can reach me out on LinkedIn, connect with me on Twitter or on Instagram. You can reach out to me on all this platform. I'll be happy to talk with you. All right. So moving on to the next day, what are we doing today? Like I said, we're only going to be here for like an hour, 30 minutes, an hour, 30 minutes, 2 hours ridiculously if we have a lot of questions. Okay. All right. So today's session, number one, what we're going to be doing is exploratory data analysis. Now, let me ask you guys, have you guys heard of exploratory data analysis? They also call it EDA. Some people refer to it as EDA. It's an acronym, EDA. Have you guys heard of EDA before? EDA or exploratory data analysis. If you have, put a yes. If you have, if you haven't, put a no in the chat. Okay. So there's something we call exploratory data analysis. Okay. So have you guys heard of it? Yes or no? All right. So I have a lot of no's in the house. No, 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 no. So one yes. All right. Good to have that, Jonas. Okay, a lot of no's. Okay. So we're going to be looking at exploratory data analysis. And we're going to be looking at a case study in churn analysis. Okay. All right. We'll also discuss about the pathway to becoming a data scientist and securing a job. So as adults, we are not learning new skill. Take, for example, myself. I will learn a new skill today just for the fun of it. Okay. I would like to see how I can get something out of it. Okay. Get a good career. Okay. Good, get a better pay than what I'm earning at the moment, and so on. So, what's the pathway to becoming a data scientist and securing a job? We'll discuss that also. Remote full-time job. Okay, you want to work remotely. I can see quite a number of people on the call are Nigerians. We have a Ghanaian on the call also. But regardless, anywhere you are in the world, you're looking for remote opportunities. How do you explore these places? How do you get these opportunities? We would also talk about that. Now, the growth internship program, we'll talk about that. And last but not the least, the special offer we have for you. So if you wait to the end of the session, I have a special offer. Okay. Okay. A special offer for you. Okay. So if you wait to the end of the session, you will get to hear about the growth internship program. You get to hear about the special offer I have for you, and you get the recording of the session. So, there's a lot of benefit at the end of the tunnel. And like I said, I'm just going to keep you here for just about 1 hour, 1 hour 30 minutes, 2 hours maximum. All right. So just bear with me, okay? And I'll take you on this journey. So, and it's very good to ask this question. Have you guys heard of EDA, exploratory data analysis? Have you heard of it? And a lot of people said no, they haven't, which is interesting. Now, let me ask you a second question so I know how to proceed with the session. All right. Have you guys heard of churn analysis? Okay. Have you guys heard of churn analysis? So we have it here. Okay. Or churn when they say something is. So we have a lot of no's. Okay. I can see a lot of no's coming in again. No, 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 no. All right. Fantastic. So you guys are going to be learning a lot today. I can guarantee you that. So if you've never heard of churn, okay, you've never heard of exploratory data analysis, trust me, you are going to be learning a lot today. So I just want you to listen. I don't want you to pick up your laptop. I don't want you to code. I don't want you to do anything. Okay. I just want you to do. All I want you to do is listen. All I want you to do is listen. If you have any question, put it in the chat. Okay, put it in the chat, and I'll be looking at the comment section, the chat section, in order for us to, interact better. Okay, but if you want to actually speak, you can raise up your hand. Okay, and if you have enough time, I will take 1 or 2 questions in terms of speaking engagement. Well, I'll be looking at the chat. Okay, I won't be taking too many questions like you guys are muting yourself. So if you have any questions, you can put it in the chat. Okay, so you've not heard of exploratory data analysis. You've never heard of churn analysis. We're going to talk about everything today. Okay. So all I need you to do is listen. Nothing more, nothing less. Don't get distracted. Anybody that is next to you, tell them, please, guys, turn down the TV, turn down the noise. All right. If possible, seclude yourself, put yourself in a dark or quiet environment. Okay. And just listen. All right. And I'll walk you through the entire process of what we're going to be doing today. So, number one, churn analysis. Let's begin the practical masterclass. Okay. Now, before we go straight into the masterclass, I always like to say something. I like to do this because, a lot of people want a push. A lot of people want push. A lot of people want, to see that somebody has been able to do it. Because most of us as a human, seems things are impossible. I want to get a new job in a new field. You feel like it is impossible. You feel like it is very, very difficult. And because it is very, very difficult, it is impossible to achieve. And when you see somebody achieving it, all right, you would say that, okay, this person must have some level of advantage. Take, for example, I remember back then when I saw people also, like people within my caliber back then, okay, relocated, and they were getting jobs with companies like Microsoft, with companies like Amazon. I felt like it's impossible. Like, this person, how did this person get this job? Did this person know somebody in the organization? Was this person, what makes this person more better than I am? All right. So their level of awareness that you need to bring to bear also. And that's why I like to talk about this. It always seems impossible until it is done, until somebody else does it. Then you're like, oh, impressive. Okay. Now, take for example, a lot of people think that people that travel outside the country are always doing menial jobs. If you go on in the internet now and you Google you to any conversations around people in the UK, people in Canada, people in this, people have these connotations that people outside the country are doing menial jobs. Do you understand? And that's because obviously a large population of them are actually doing it because the notion is if you travel out of this country, out of Africa, nobody cares about your degree, nobody cares about whatever experience you have. So the best thing you need to start from scratch and start doing menial jobs. All right. Well, I'm going to play. We have a lot of testimonials. Okay. We have a lot of testimonials of people transitioning into the tech space. All right. People what transitioning from whatever career they had. Okay. Not even having it. If you've never done it before in your life, it doesn't matter. So I'll play some of them so you can listen to them, okay? So we can actually,
Hi everyone, my name is
give me a
Shade
second.
Oluwatosi. I want to talk to you about. Hi everyone.
I'm just going to confirm you guys can hear me. Brahma, could you hear it?
Yes.
Oh, you could hear it. Okay, fantastic. Okay.
Hi
Just,
everyone, my name is Shade Oluwatosi. I want to talk to you about analytics today. I also did the program, that's the data science program. It's actually landed me my first tech job right here in the UK, and I do not have any previous experience. So one thing that I would really say that I like about analytics is the support that they provide. The support, it comes in terms of mentorship section. It comes in form of CV reviews and also LinkedIn optimization. I am going to recommend analytics to every black person that I know that are interested in tech. I'm really going to recommend them to everyone that I really know. Thank you.
so the key things you need to pick up from that is she got a job in the UK as a data scientist. A lot of people will be like, oh, it's impossible. Okay. But now, one thing that separates this lady, that's Sade currently, okay, Sade, something that separates her from any other person that is impossible is the fact that she took the step to do it. I'm also going to play you. We have a ton of testimonials. I can't play you everything, but you'll notice that click here, you see here, you click here. Once you get the materials, you can click them to listen to these guys. These are Nigerians. Some of them are, some of them are, we have people from Trinidad and Tobago, we have people Malaysians, we have, people across the world that are getting jobs, and their testimonials are there for you to listen to them and how they're able to transition. Now, guess what? It's not everybody that gets a job that wants to put their face, okay, like what Shadi is doing, like what Tosin is also doing, and all the rest of the testimonials that you see. It's not all of them that get a job that wants to put their face like this. These people are more, how will I put it? They are more receptive to it. Some people, oh, I don't want my family people to know I've gotten a job. Oh, I don't want to know. A lot of people have the reasons, okay? But from the few of them that were able to convince to give us their video, because without evidence, all of you will probably not listen to us, okay? All right. But we have a ton of people that have actually transitioned without prior experience. So no prior experience, like literally, Shade said it. She has no previous experience, no prior experience into getting to the space. So now the key question you need to ask yourself is how was she able to achieve it? Does she have any superpower? No. What makes her special? The only thing that makes her special is the fact that she went through the data science curriculum. from analytics and she was able to get a job as a data scientist. Okay, working for a company in the UK. So if it's a Nigerian, like, oh, it's Nigeria. Okay, she probably knows somebody in the organization. She is new to the UK and she's able to get a job as a data scientist. But we'll talk more about other people. But before we jump, I just wanted to let you know that all the things that we're going to be talking about today, okay, all right, all you need to do is understand. I'm not asking you to be the best programmer. I'm not asking you to become the best data scientist over the day, just in one day. All right. I'm only asking you to listen, understand. I'm not asking you to code. You shouldn't be the best programmer. I'm not asking you to program today. You will see me program. I'm going to use Python today. All right. So you'll see me program. Okay. All right. You would see me do some technical things. I'm not asking you to become an expert of those things in one day or in just 1 hour. All right. All I need you to do is listen and understand. Just understand the process of what I'm trying to do today. Okay. So we're going to be talking about churn analysis. A majority of you don't know what churn is. Okay. A lot of you have asked you already, what is churn? What is churn? What is churn? Okay. And so you pardon me first of all. I think I have some kind of what do you call it? I have some issues pronouncing H. Okay, so Nigerians, we have like So if I pronounce it in a funny way next time, please don't laugh at me. Okay. All right. So it's churn analysis. I want you to try to pronounce churn. Okay. I'll try to pronounce as much as possible so that I get a hang of the pronunciation. Anyways. All right. Well, that's just being funny. Okay. Churn analysis basically is looking at when you look at it, you have a business. Take for example, you own a business, you own a canteen business in Nigeria, somewhere, some corner in Nigeria, a booker, okay? And you notice that you would have regular customers. Customer me, customer dada, customer lele, customer me, this my customer, this my customer. Oh, I know this man is my regular customer. All right. This person comes to your business, okay, to purchase, to transact with your business. But all of a sudden, this person stops coming. That's what we call churn. Okay. A customer that usually would transact business with you, with your business, decides that, okay, do you know what? Today is the last day I'm going to do business with this company. All right. I'll rather take my transaction or my transactions to another company. Okay. Take, for example, you're currently subscribed to MTN. Currently, you're using MTN. You've been using MTN for the past 2 years. All right. But Glow decides to come up with a better service. Okay. Internet service, everything is working smoothly. Maybe MTN has some issues and you decide to move from MTN and you port to Glow. I don't port to A. I don't. So you took your services from MTN and you took it to Glow. Boom. Okay. All right. So this basically MTN, when you're looking at MTN as a business, okay, all right, it basically means that, okay, one customer has churned, one customer has churned, okay, move from your services in MTN and you move to Glow. So basically in MTN, you have left off behind, okay, you've left MTN, all right, and you moved your subscription to Glow. The same thing with Netflix, okay? Netflix, maybe something happened and you're saying, okay, do you know what? I'm going to stop subscribing to Netflix. I'd rather subscribe to Prime, okay? If you're making that decision, I'm not sure why you make that decision in the first place because I don't know, from my own experience, Netflix has a better, visual, I think it has the best UX, okay, user experience in terms of you using the platform. Netflix has a very good experience, okay, all right, than any other one I've used, okay. So, that's exactly what churn is talking about, okay. So churn analysis is basically talking about, give me a second, I'm going to get a pen. Okay. Churn analysis is also known as customer attrition. You see it here. It's also known as customer attrition. All right. It is the process of examining and understanding the rate at which customers stop doing business with the company. They stop. Okay. All right. And that's exactly what you're seeing here. Okay. So you have Total customers. Total customers is 10 million. Okay. Total customers is 10 million customers. This business, let's say ABC business. Okay. All right. ABC business. All right. They have 10 million customers. But out of these 10 million customers, in the last couple of weeks, 2 million customers have left. All right. Out of 10 million customers, 2 million customers left. It means there's a churn rate of 20%. There's a churn rate of 20%. 20% of their customers have left them behind. Okay. All right. I've left them behind. They've gone. But now the key question, what makes the data scientist very, very, in demand? All right. Okay. All right. Is the fact that why did this customer leave? Why did they leave? We need to know why they left. Okay, so take for example, all right, you moved from MTN, and you moved to Glow. I'm not sure why you would do that, but if you do that, why do you think a user, okay, a subscriber will move from a company like MTN to Glow? And then guys, let me see. Let me see why you guys will leave. What will be that reason that will make you leave your current current subscription and move to an alternative competitor? Why would you leave? Why would you leave? Let me see in the chat. Enticing packages, fantastic. That's good. All right. Glow is giving you something better. So you'd say, okay, let me go. Let me check it out. Let me see what it takes. Better rates, fantastic. Cheaper services. You guys are smart. I won't lie to you. You guys are like the best guys. You guys understand this in just 2 minutes of explaining it to you already. Forward network, pricing, fantastic. I want to see what you guys are. Why would you leave your current subscriber and move to a new subscriber? Okay, somebody said enticing packages. So basically, it could be price, it could be cheaper rates, it could be network, it could be something, whatever. Okay, better rate, better services, customer attention, fantastic. So your birthday, they send you a message, happy birthday, or they call you, the CEO calls you, the CEO sends you a message with a signed signature to say that they appreciate you, they love you, and so on. Or you receive an amper. I don't know if that's going to happen, but environmental friendly. Oh, fantastic! This person is, I like this person. Is green initiative. If that's what the environmental friendly is talking about, better and cheaper packages, network coverage, fantastic. So you see, these are the reasons why you could leave. All right, but the business doesn't know. Business would not know why you left unless they do a survey, okay? And you fill the survey and you tell them exactly why you left. But prior to the survey, let's just assume today you stop paying for Netflix and you move to Prime, okay? Netflix doesn't know why you left, okay? Netflix will never know why you left. MTN, for example, will not know why you left. Also, some banks, you left, you're moving from Zenith Bank to GT Bank, or you're moving from GT Bank to Echo Bank. Do you understand? These banks don't know that you've left. They only just know that you have stopped doing business. The last date of transaction, we just see it like a month ago. They will know that, oh, this person has stopped. Okay, something is wrong. Somebody that transacts every single day, or every 2 days, or every 3 days has completely gone blank. Okay. So you see, you need to know why that particular thing happened. You need to know why. The business needs to know why. The business, all right, needs to know why you will stop doing business. Because if I know why people stop doing business with my company, all right, I can avoid it. I can avoid it. So all these things that you're talking about, all these things that you guys have listed out, if I can use data analysis to find out the reasons why people stop doing business with my company, I would avoid it. Take, for example, network coverage. All right. Take, for example, expensive data. Okay. So if I see that, okay, people that pay more money, okay, for subscription are the people that leave the organization. Something is there. Okay. So my packages are not good. All right. In terms of packages, somebody's an enticing package. It could be the price, it could be the coverage, somebody to mention coverage, and so on and so forth. But we need to know why people are leaving. Guys, we need to know why. All right. So take, for example, I use Netflix, okay? For example, I was watching Netflix while I was creating a case study. That's the reason why I use Netflix. All right. So Netflix may use machine learning algorithms to build predictive models that forecast which customers are most likely to churn in the future. So you see the real life application of Netflix, okay? All right, is before you churn, before you leave, they want to predict when you would likely, or when you would likely churn. Okay. So at what point in time would somebody likely leave the business? Okay. So how do they know this? How would they be able to preempt this? Okay. Sometimes you just notice that a particular institution will just start sending you messages. Okay, it could be Amazon, for example. They will just start sending you messages. Okay, all of a sudden, you've not been receiving a mail from Amazon. All of a sudden, you just start seeing them sending you packages. Okay, packages of discounted amount of new, customer loyalty programs, so on, so on. They'll start sending you all those things. All of a sudden, I'm very sure you don't take notice of all this is because you really you're outside the activities. You're a consumer, okay? So you see this platform will just start all of a sudden start enticing you with new packages to get you excited, to get you to, to purchase, to get you to, continue your activities, your business with them. All right. The reason why they would start that in the first place is because they have a system, what we call, in some cases, a machine learning algorithm that would have told them that if you don't entice this person or if you don't create something around retaining these people, they will leave. So you just see some organizations will just start sending you messages, emails, okay? This loyalty program, oh, you can buy one, get seven for free. All right. Special discount for users with this. You just see all these packages. Same thing with Netflix. All of a sudden, you just start getting emails from Netflix recommending the best shows, recommending what you would like, recommending discount, recommending this, recommending that. Basically, that's them. They've done their own analysis and they've been able to see that customers that have these qualities or customers that show these kind of qualities are likely going to stop doing business with the company. That's essentially what churn analysis is all about. So you see, these models can incorporate a variety of factors like viewing habits. Okay, so if your viewing habits reduces drastically over the period of, let's say, over a period of time, okay, your viewing habit just reduced, okay, you would see that will trigger, okay, it could be payment history, it could be demographic, it could be, identify the risk of customer early and so on and so forth. For example, if a subscriber starts watching less content than usual and has missed their last 2 months payment, they might be flagged as high risk for churn. So these are the things that you would do during as a data scientist, okay? All right. How do you predict that a customer is likely going to stop doing business with the company? How do you predict? How do you know this? All right. This is not juju. This is not jazz. This is just you using statistics, you using analysis to be able to preempt this particular activity. So now for this case study, for our case study today, we're going to be using Kaggle. We're going to be getting our data set from Kaggle. Have you guys heard of Kaggle before? Let me see again. Kaggle. If you have, yes. If you haven't, no. Let's see in the chat. Have you guys heard of Kaggle? Kaggle. Okay, fantastic. Oh, fantastic. Only Kelvin, no, no. Okay. Well, multiple people, yes. Okay, that is good. All right. So the reason why I'm using Kaggle, in most times I would have really loved to have used my own personal experience. I like to use my experiences. You could go to our YouTube page, all the masterclasses that we have and real life experience. But the reason why I decided to go with Kaggle today, very simple. We have a lot of people that currently are looking to get started in data science and are looking for data sets to work on. Okay, all right. And I want to use this as a case study so that at your own pace, you could also go ahead, look for other case studies for you to work on. Okay. So for Kaggle, I'm just going to use, click here to access the case study. So I've already created a button here that will take you straight to where the case study is. All right. So this is Kaggle. Okay. So all you need to do is just go to Kaggle. Okay. Kaggle.com. All right. And it's going to take you to Kaggle.com. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go to home. All right, or data sets. So for people that are looking for data sets, you'll see it here. Okay. So most people are looking to getting started are always asking for where can I get data sets? Where can I get data sets? Where can I get data sets for me to practice? Okay. So on this particular page, you would get a lot of data set for you to practice data analysis, data science, and so on and so forth. Okay. All right. So now take for example, I want to do something around churn analysis like we're doing today. Okay. So I want to do something around churn. Okay. All right. I will just type in the word churn. Okay. I'll type in the word churn and I'll search for it. So you see, you have a lot of case studies here. All right. Telecom customer churn. We have churn modeling. We have customer churn, churn modeling, bank customer churn. Okay. Okay. Yes, you guys can share. You can share the links with other people. Yes, please. It's free of charge. It's a free session. All right. So if you have any friend, family looking to, this might be interesting to them, please share with them. All right. So you see, there are a lot of data sets, bank to internet to travel to tour and travel customers. Okay. So you could actually, there are quite a number of data sets that you could actually work with. So you can see you have 958 data sets on churn analysis alone. So if you want to get better at predicting if a customer would likely leave a business and gain experiences from, take for example, telecommunication, all right? Take for example, banking experience. So you could use this telecommunication as your experience. We also have bank experience. We also have, there's another tour and travel, okay? Internet service provider, so on and so forth, okay? So these are all case studies, that you can work with. So let's start with this telco customer churn. That's what we're going to be working with today. Okay. Telco customer churn. Okay. I'm going to click on that and it's going to take me to the case study. All right. So telco basically means what? Telecommunication. So we talk like with the likes of, we talk about the likes of MTN, Glow, Airtel, and so on and so forth. These are all telecommunication organization companies. All right. So now about the data sets. Okay. Predict behavior to retain customers. Predict behaviors to retain customers. You can analyze all relevant customer data and develop focused customer retention programs. All right. That's exactly what the whole data set is all about. How do you predict behaviors to retain customers? Now, how do you predict behaviors to retain customers? So you have a business and people are it's 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 you can't say that people will not leave your business, no matter how friendly, no matter how prayerful, no matter how godly, no matter how the best services that you're rendering, people will leave. Okay, people will definitely leave. But now the key question is, how do you know the people that will likely leave? The key question as your role as a data scientist is, how do you help the business identify these people that will likely leave? Not that will leave, that will likely, all right? It's only it's only a magician that can be 100% or, I don't know, it's only God that can be 100% certain that this will happen. All right. But the key word for us is likely. Okay, that shows quality that the person will likely leave. All right. So for content, each row represents a customer. Each row represents a customer. Each column contains customer attributes described on the column metadata. Anyways, we'll talk about that in a few seconds. So in order for you to download this data, you'll see there, download, okay, download. So all you need to do is just click on download and it's going to download the data sets, okay? It's going to download the data set, okay? All right, it's going to download the data sets. So once you've downloaded the data sets, okay, this is it here. This is the data sets. This is the data set, telco customer churn. Telco customer churn is an Excel, is a CSV file. So you see it here, comma separated value file. Okay, it's a CSV file. Okay, I'm going to get a pen so that I can easily write on the screen. Okay, so you see it here. All right, so you see it is a, all right, This is what we call a CSV file. Comma, C for comma, S for separated, V for value, CSV. Okay, so it's a CSV file. So that's the data we're going to be using for our analysis. Okay, so I'm going to open it up. Okay, and we'll start from there. So the tool I'm going to be using for this class, for this session, is going to be Python. I'm going to be using Python for my analysis. Okay, give me a second. I'm just going to bring up my Excel sheet, my Python file. Okay, so Python. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to be using Python. Okay, all right, I'm going to zoom in a bit. 125 should be enough. Okay, so I'm going to be using Python for my analysis, for today's analysis. Okay, all right. So this is like I mentioned earlier, guys. You don't have to be perfect in programming. Okay, I'm not asking you to 1 hour session. You become a guru in Python programming or an expert in data science. No, okay, it's not a 1 hour. You can't learn all that in 1 hour. But the key thing I want you to do is understand. Now, let me ask you now. Do you now understand what is churn analysis? Let me ask you now. Do you understand churn analysis and why businesses need churn analysis? Put a yes in the chat if you understand churn analysis and why a business would understand churn analysis, would need churn analysis rather. All right. So just put a yes, yes, yes. Okay, fantastic. Majority of you do understand that now. So now you can easily go out there to say that I understand churn. So basically, for somebody that said partially, I'll just run through it in 2 seconds. So okay. So when you say something, when you say churn analysis, okay, all right, okay, churn analysis. So a business, okay, all right, a business, okay, let's say you are selling food, okay, you own a canteen, all right, or a restaurant, let's just say restaurant, okay, so you own a restaurant, you sell food, you have constantly every morning, every day, let's say you have customers, you have about 1,000 customers that come into your business, 1,000 customers come into your business, okay, all right, now that's the customer base that you have. These guys are coming in every single day to come and buy food from you. All right. But all of a sudden, you find out that, in the last maybe 6 months, 200 customers have left. 200 customers left. Okay. Out of these 1,000 customers that you know of, okay, out of these customers that you know of, 200 of them have left. So rather than using the word left the business, they would say churn. That's what churn means. 200 customers churned. That's what it means. So 200 customers left. But we don't use left, we use churn because they left the business. Okay, they stopped doing business with you. So now when they say churn rate, okay, when they now say what's the churn rate, can you guys tell me what the churn rate would be? Okay, the churn rate would be, 200 customers that left the business divided by 1,000 customers. What would I give you? Okay, what would I give you guys? 20%. Fantastic. Okay, all right, that will give you 20%. That is 20% of your customers have churned. Okay, 20% of your customers have churned. That's what it means. But now the key thing from this analysis is not just to calculate. Okay, your role as a data scientist is not just to calculate that 20% people left the business, because it doesn't help you. It doesn't help you. You telling me that, oh, 20% of my customers left. I'll be asking, that's not, would you be happy with the person if the person says that, oh, Oga, do you know that 20% of your customers left the business? Okay. Would you be happy with that? Let me ask you a question. You own the business. Let's say you own this food restaurant, and this data scientist, okay, is coming to meet you to say that, oh, I calculated the churn rate and I noticed that 20% of our customers have left. Are you going to be satisfied? Are you going to be satisfied? Yes or no? Just yes or no. I won't be happy. Elegant, fantastic. You won't be happy. Nobody will be happy. 20% of my customers just left. That is bothersome. That is worrisome. The key question is now, why are they leaving? Why? We need to know why these guys are leaving. Do you understand? I need to know why these customers are leaving. That's what we call churn analysis. So this churn analysis, already you can calculate your churn rate to say 20%, people left the business. But now the key role of the data scientist is to know why they left. Is to know why. So if I know why they left, I will try to avoid those reasons. Okay. I will try to avoid, as a business, I will try to avoid those reasons. Is either because maybe there's not enough seats. I'll probably create more seats in my business so that I can have more family people coming to eat. All right. It could be the price of the food. I'll try to see how I can create discount packages for loyal customers. You see, these are strategies that will not help you retain customers. The key word is to retain, not to churn, but to keep them, to retain them in the business. That's the key word, right? So that's exactly what we want to do. So when you say you're doing churn analysis, it's not just to tell the customer or the owner of the business that 20% of the customers left the business. The key thing you're trying to do with churn analysis is to know why people left and develop strategies, okay? Develop strategies, okay, that would avoid and ensure that they retain those customers. That's exactly what churn analysis is all about. So without wasting too much time, I said I was going to be doing this for just 1 hour. Okay. So I'm just going to go straight into my analysis. And I'll repeat this again. You don't need to be an expert in Python. Understand what we are trying to do today, not the coding. I'm not teaching you coding. I'm teaching you the analysis aspect, the interpretation. So you need Python to do this, no doubt about that. But I'm not, this is your first class. Don't focus on the coding, focus on the output. Understand, tell me if you understand how to interpret it. Okay, and that's where we're going to be starting from. All right. So for rename this notebook, I'm going to just call it telecom churn rate. Let's say churn analysis. Churn analysis. Okay. Telco data sets. Okay. Data set. All right. So I just renamed it. That's all I did. Just to rename the file so I can easily locate it anytime I need to work on it. Okay. So step one, I'm going to break this down into steps. Okay. I'm going to break these things into steps for us to understand. So as a data scientist, let's say is a data scientist that is working on this project. Okay. Okay. The step one. Okay. Step one, let me just write it here. Step one is to import all the libraries, all the necessary libraries for the projects. Okay, that's the first thing I would do. Import all the libraries that you'll use for the project. Okay, so what are libraries? If you're a beginner or you're just seeing Python for the first time, okay, what are libraries? I would explain them in a few seconds. All right, so libraries, okay, essentially allow you to perform activities in Python. Now, take for example, let me just explain this in 2 seconds. Okay, so you see a web developer, a web developer, okay? Developer, okay? Okay? Would use Python, okay? Would use Python, okay? Would use Python for what? To build what they call backend infrastructure, build backend infrastructure of a website, okay? All right? They will use it to build websites. They will use Python to build websites, all right? The data scientist, okay? What we're talking about, okay, would also use the same Python to do what we call machine learning, deep learning, okay, visualization, all right, and so on and so forth. Okay, so we're going to do all this. We're going to try to do this today. All right. Another set of data engineers, okay, to data engineers, for example, all right, we'll still use the same Python to do what? To build what we call data pipelines, to build data pipelines and also automate it and also automation. Okay. So it's still the same tool. Python has not changed. It's still the same Python. But this person, the web developer would use Python to build backend infrastructure of a website. Data scientists would use Python to build machine learning models, deep learning models, and for visualization. The data engineer, on the other hand, would use Python for building data pipelines and for automation. Now, because of these libraries, okay, all right, these different users, okay, can use Python to do so many things. So you see the backend infrastructure, there's a library called Django, okay, that they use for backend, for for building websites and so on and so forth. Data scientists, okay, will work with these libraries, pandas, NumPy, Seaborn, Matplotlib, all right, for data science activities. You also have the likes of scikit-learn, okay, that we use for machine learning. You have the likes of TensorFlow for deep learning, and so on and so forth. All right. Python also, data pipeline automation. You have the likes of using what they call the pandas. You get to work with pandas. You get to work with Spark. Okay. You get to work with Spark. You get to work with Airflow. All right. And so on and so forth. Okay. For you to do all the things you need to do as a data engineer. All right. Data scientists would have their own libraries. You know, developers would have their own libraries. It's still the same Python, but they can use it for different activities because of the availability of libraries. All right. So that's exactly what libraries are used for. Okay. All right. And let's just jump straight into it. So you see, all right, I'll just put it here so that you always remember. Pandas is for data, let's say data wrangling. All right. Slash transformation. Okay. All right. So NumPy for numerical computation, numerical analysis. Let's just put numerical analysis. Okay. All right. This Seaborn is for data visualization. All right. So Seaborn and Matplotlib are both for data visualization. All right. So you're using pandas for data wrangling. Okay. Wrangling. Okay. You're using NumPy for numerical analysis. Okay. You're using Seaborn for data visualization, and you're using Matplotlib for data visualization also. All right. So these are the libraries we are going to be using in today's class for churn analysis. But these are our churn analysis. Now, step two. Okay. Step two. All right. So I'm just going to copy this. Okay. And paste. So I'll move it down. Okay. Step two. All right. Step two is to import the data sets. We need to bring in that data set, import the data set. So Python doesn't have the data set either. Okay, so we need to import the data set. We need to bring in the data set. All right. So now the next step is to data set. So the data set currently is in my downloads. All right. So this is the data set. This is the data set. It's currently my downloads. Okay. All right. And I want to bring it in. I want to bring in the data set into my Python environment. I want to bring in this data set into my Python environment. So what I'll do, the easiest way is to right click on the data set on your laptop. Just literally right click on it, right click on the data set, right click. Okay. You'll see copy as path. Okay, you see, copy as path, copy as path. You can just click on that to copy as path. Now, if you're using Windows, I think Windows, I don't know, Windows 10 and above or thereabouts, okay? All right, you should be able to see that. But if you don't, if you do the right click, all right, if you right click and you don't see it, if you right click and you don't see it, sorry, what's wrong with my mouse? Sorry, a second. All right, so if you right click and you don't see copy as path, if you right click and you don't see copy as path, what you will do is press shift on your keyboard. Press your shift key down for like just press it down. So while you're pressing your shift key, right click, you would see it copy as path. So two ways. Number one, just right click, you would see copy as path. If you right click and you don't see copy as path, press the shift key down, press the shift key down, okay, and then right click. Then you see copy as path. Okay, you see copy as path. Okay, and that's exactly what you need to do. All right, somebody's asking about the data set. So I'll just copy the link and I'll put it in the chat. Okay. So I'm using Kaggle data set for this case study today. All right. So I've copied the link. The link is in the chat. Just click on download and you get you'll download the data set. All right. So now I've copied as parts. Okay. Literally right click, copy as parts. That's all you need to do. All right. So I'll bring in the data set. I'll say data, okay, is equals to PD, which is pandas dot read underscore CSV, okay? And I'll paste that link in there. So this is the path, user EPRO downloads, currently my download folder, and this is the name of the file, .csv, all right? And I'll bring it in. So I'll say data.ed. Let's take a look at the data sets, okay? Let's take a look at the data sets, datasets.ed, okay? So this is the workings of a data scientist. So this is how the process the data scientist will go through in order for them to find out why people are leaving. Okay. So data.ed basically prints the first 5 rows of the data, the first 5 rows of the data. Okay. Of the data set. Okay. All right. So .ed prints the first 5 rows of the data. I just want to explore. I'm looking at it at the moment. All right. Okay, so now take a look at this now. .ed, this is the data set. So we have gender, we have senior citizen, we have partner, we have dependent, we have tenor, and so on and so on and so on. Now, we don't really know what all these things mean. Okay, we know what gender means. We know what senior citizen might mean. We know what partner might mean. But if you want to understand it better, the reason why I'm using this is they explained it in the data set. They explained it here. Okay? They explained it. So you see it here. This is the same data set: gender, senior citizen, partner, dependent, so on and so forth. All right. So you see gender, the first column that we have in our data set, gender, the first column we have in the data set is gender. Gender is saying whether the customer is male or female. Whether the customer is what? Male or female. That's the first thing. Second one is senior citizen. Whether the customer is a senior citizen or not. 1 and 0. So senior citizen is basically an older customer, old, somebody that is old. That's what they call a senior citizen. Somebody that is old. Okay. So if you're a senior citizen, you get a 1. If you're not a senior citizen, you get a 0. If you are a senior citizen, it means that if you're an old person, you get a 1. If you are not an old person, you get a 0. So I want to assume everybody on this call is not an old person. So you all get a 0 if you're in this data set. Okay. Partner, whether the customer has a partner or not. So yes or no. So if you have a partner, it means that if you have a girlfriend or you have a wife, so they call themselves partners, okay, outside the country. So you might be dating, but you can call themselves partners. So basically, if you have a relationship with somebody, they call them partners. So do you have a partner? Yes. Evans is a senior citizen. Okay. All right. Also, it's good to have you here, Evans. Okay. All right, dependent. So whether the customer has dependent or not. Okay, whether the customer has dependent or not. So you see here, tenure also, number of months the customer has stayed with the company. Fantastic. So you see where we're talking about churn rate. So when the customer leaves, we want to know how many months the person stayed before they left. So do people stay over people that stay for like 5 years? Is it after 5 years they usually leave? Is it after 6 years? Is it immediately they join, they leave? You want to understand the pattern of how people are leaving the business. So China is something that is very important. All right. Phone service, whether the customer has a phone service or not. Okay, whether the person has a phone service or not, whether the customer has multiple lines or not. So you see yes, no, no phone service, and so on. So basically, in data, when you're talking about data science, you would have heard of what we call features. Okay, you would have heard of what we call features. All right. So you would hear something we call feature engineering. Okay, you have heard of feature engineering. Okay, so the key thing I want to explain is this keyword feature. Okay, feature basically means column. Okay, so if you're just getting started, feature, when you say something is the feature of the data set, is just a column. Okay, it's a column. All right, so you see it here, gender, this is column 1, column 2, senior citizen, 3, 4. So these are all columns, okay, which are also called features. So the feature of the data set, gender is a feature of the data set, senior citizen is a feature of the data set, partner is a feature of the data set, dependent is a feature of the data set, and all others are features of the data set. Okay, these are all features. So when you now say feature engineering, we'll talk more about that as we go on. Okay. All right. So when you see this, these are all features of the data set. And remember, when we're talking about the data set, when we're trying to bring in the data set, you see they told you already at the start of the session, at the start, they said each row represents a customer. Now let's take a look at that. Each row represents a customer. So this is one customer, this is another customer, this is another customer, this is another customer. So each row, okay, represents a customer. So let's take a look at this customer. Customer number 1 is a female. Senior citizen, the person is not a female, so he's not a senior citizen. The person has a partner. So the person either has, a husband, has an husband, has a husband. All right. Dependent, no dependents, meaning that they don't have a child, they don't have children, they don't have anybody that they're caring for. Okay. All right. Tenure, 1 month. This person has been with the company for just 1 month. So if you take a look at tenure basically means, let's take a look at tenure. Okay. Number of what? Months. Number of months. Sorry, just gonna scroll down. Okay. Tenure is what? Number of months the customer has stayed with the company. So this one has stayed with the company for 1 month. This person has stayed for 34 months. This person has stayed for 2 months. This person has stayed for 45 months. Phone service. Essentially, what does phone service mean? Whether the customer has a phone service or not. So basically, you're looking at this phone service, no. This one, yes, yes, no. Okay, so different customers. So each line represents a customer. Each line represents a customer. All right. So now let's just go through our exploration and then we'll talk about this. Okay. So we have DF data sets, okay, data.info. So this one will give us a general overview about the data set, a general overview of the data set. Let me explain this in 2 seconds, okay? So data.info, this is our data set. These are all the features of the data set. Over here, these are all the features of the data set. So when I say features, what do I say features are? Can you guys remember? When I say features, what does feature mean? Okay. Okay. In a non-tech tool, it's called headers. Fantastic. That's good. All right. So can you guys remember what features, when I say features, what do they mean? Columns. Okay. All right. They're all columns. Okay. Some people said headers. Okay. Which is also very good one. All right. Features, column, headers, these are basically what they refer to. So when they say something is a feature, okay, let's say cars. Okay, we're talking about cars. Okay, so when you say features of a car, features of a car, features of a car, you're going to be looking at the color of a car. Okay, you would also look at the year the car was created. Correct? You would also look at what else? What else will you look at? Engine. Okay, all right. You would also look at what else? Model. Okay, model, yeah. Okay, model, let's say the brand, okay. And let's say there are so many, okay. There are so many other things you would look at, tires, okay, or let's say ring, okay, or well, tires is fine, okay. All right, and so on. Okay, so these are all features of a car, correct? These are not everything. These are just some of the features that some people will be looking at. All right. So we could take a car, for example. Let's pick one person, Charles. I'll just take Charles. Okay, Charles. Okay, Charles, what's the color of your car? Black. Okay, the year of the car, 2023. Engine is a V8 engine. Model, okay, let's say it's a Bentley. Okay, okay, all right. Tires, let's say it's maybe 24 inches. Okay, all right. All right, that is one car. This is all features of the car. We can move to another person to say, let's say elegant. Okay, elegant. Okay, so elegant is taking a red car, red, 2024. Okay, this one V12, and this is let's say a Ferrari. Ferrari. Okay, all right. And this one over here, maybe it is 21 inches tire. All right. So these things, this is the column. Okay, these are columns. Okay, all right. Also regarded as features, also regarded as headers in some cases. All right, and that's exactly what we're talking about. People are saying amen. Use me and assign Mercedes. All right, no wahala, no problem. All right. So basically, these are features. So in this situation, right? In this situation, okay, in this, what we're looking at here, okay, what we're looking at here, these are features, like we said. All right, these are features, but these are features of what customers within the telecommunication, this business, features of customers, okay, in this business, in the business, okay. All right. So now features of customer. The customer has a gender. Okay. The customer must have a gender. The customer, is he a senior citizen or not? Is the person a partner? Does the person have a partner or not? Does the person have a dependent or not? So customer number one, male. Are you a senior person? No. Are you do you have a partner? Yes. So on and so forth. So these are all features of the data set. Okay, so now that has been established. The next part that we need to look at, you see it here, range index, 7,043 entries. 7,043 entries. When they say entries, okay, that's what we call rows. Okay, so now we have 7,043 entries. Basically means we have 7,000 customers. That's what it was looking at. So currently we have 7,000 customers. That's what we have. Okay, 7,043 customers. Okay, so entries, it means each row. So we have looked at the column. How many columns do we have? You can see here that we have 21 columns. We have 21 columns. All the information is there. That's why you're doing data.info. So every information that you're looking for about the data set, this is it here. How many columns? We have 21 columns. Okay, or what we call features. Okay. Okay. Now the next part, pardon me, I don't know why my pen is doing this. All right. The next part is rows. We have 7,043 rows in the data set. Okay. All right. So basically means what? Customers. We have 7,043 customers. Okay. So if I scroll up, let me scroll up, you see what I'm talking about. You see what I'm talking about when I scroll up. So you see, you have 21 what? Rows, columns, I mean. All right. But you have 7,000 customers. So you see, this is customer one, customer two, customer three, customer four, customer five, customer six, customer seven, customer eight, all the way to 7,000. So we have 7,000 customers, 7,043 customers. Another thing we need to look at, okay? Another thing we need to look at is the data type. We need to look at the data type. Data type. So you see, you have B type. Python is not that hard, okay? They don't stress themselves. D type, data type. That's exactly what we have here. So in data type, looking at this, we have object. We have what we call object. Okay, we have what we call integer. Okay, we have what we call this integer and there's float. There is float. Okay. So we have this, just looking at this data set, you can see object, you can see integer, and you can see float. The rest of them, you see, they are all object, object, object. This is integer. Okay. So integer, what is object? What is integer? What is float? Okay. What is integer? What is object? What is integer? And what is float? Okay. Objects essentially are what we call categorical data. Categorical data. What we call categorical data. Integers are numerical. Integers and floats in general. Okay. Integers and floats are numerical. Numerical data. Okay. Object is categorical. When they say something is categorical, it means when you're looking at gender, for example, when you're looking at gender, is either you're looking at a male or a female. So it's either you're male or female. It's a category. We have the male category, you have the female category. So that's why you see object. Okay? When you're talking about gender, you see object. That is basically a category. The next one, senior, okay, citizen. Okay? Senior citizen is either you are 0 or 1. Okay? Is either you're 0 or 1. Is either 0 for no, not senior citizen. 1 for senior citizen. All right? So you either belong to these two categories. Either you're not a senior citizen or you are a senior citizen. And that's why you see object over. So, okay, that's why you see 1 there, integer, but we still have to change it. Don't worry. Okay, we can find a way to change it. But you see, those are the kind of observation that you need to take a look at. Right? Now, partner on the other hand, also you see object, which is categorical. Okay. Dependent object, because it is categorical. Dependent, it is either a yes or a no. It's either you have a dependent or you don't have a dependent. So that's basically what we mean by categorical data. Now, when you talk about integers and floats, let's quickly talk about that in 2 seconds. Okay. All right. Integers and floats. Integer and float. Okay, so these are both numbers. These are both numbers. Okay, so this one is whole number, this is whole number, and this is decimal. It's very easy. All right, this is a whole number, and this is decimal. Okay, so basically something like 10 is a whole number. Okay, decimal place, if it is 10.5, it's a float. 10 is integer, 10.5 is a float. And essentially that's basically that's the difference between integers and what we call a float. So if you take a look at the data set, okay, let's take a look at it. So you see now monthly charges is 2.98, 29.85, 56.95, 53.85, 42.30. These are all decimal places. So take a look at this now. Monthly charges, you'll see it is a float. You see it's a float because it is decimal places, because it is in decimal places. But now take a look at total charges. Total charges 29.85, 1,088, 1,889.5. These are all numbers. Total charges are all numbers. But guess what? Total charges is coming in as an object, which is supposed to be what? Let me ask you. Total charges is coming in as an object. Okay, total charges is coming in as an object. But in my data, it is what? Can you guys tell me what it is? Float. Fantastic. Okay, Charles has told me the answer. Total charges is a float. 29.85, 1,889.5, it's a float. 108.15 is a float. 1,840 is a float. But you find out that what it's supposed to be and what it is are two different things. So this is telling me it's an object, which categorical, but that is wrong. It's supposed to be what? A float. Okay? Decimal point, basically decimal point numbers. Right. So without wasting too much time, okay, I'm just going to go straight to converting it. So I'm not going to be typing my codes. I have them. I'll just, convert them, and I'll just be showing you the steps. Okay, I'll be showing you the steps. All right. So this basically, you see it here, total charges, the data sets, total charges. I'm converting it into, numeric. You see it here to numeric. Okay, to numeric, total charges. And you see now total charges is now a float. Total charges is now a float data type. Okay, so these are the transformation techniques, and some other, this is just one out of plenty that you would do as a data scientist. Okay, so now before you start your analysis, you need to make sure your data is good enough for your analysis. Because if it is not good enough, you will run into a lot of problems. Okay, all right, take for example total charges. All right, if you want to calculate the sum of all total charges, what's the total, everything summed up together, you will likely get an error because it is not a number. It was coming in as a category, male and female. So you won't be able to add it up together, essentially. All right, so total charges is 7,032. Okay. And you see, there has been a difference. Everything else is 7,043, 7,043, 7,043, 7,043. But you find that total charges has reduced to 7,032. 7,032. So looking at this now, looking at everything else and this one, when everything is 7,043, but this right here is 7,032. Do you think what do you think is what do you think is what do you think has happened over here? Let me ask you guys, what do you think has happened over here? What do you think has happened? Can anybody guess? Missing values, fantastic. So we're looking at missing data. Okay, so it's missing. Okay, something is missing there. All right. So every customer, you see, the total number of customers is 7,043. The total number of customers is 7,043. Well, and that's equivalent to every customer's 7,043. But over here, we have some missing data. Okay, so we are missing about 11. We're missing 11. How come it shows us not null? All right, very good question. Okay, so when you look at it, it is just English. Okay, it is basically just English. All right, but I will explain it. Non null. When you say something is not null, okay. So when you see the word non null, okay, non null, okay, basically means it's not. Basically, that is not null. That means it is not. What do you call it? It is not null. Okay. All right. Basically, there is value in there. You have the values in there. All right. But when you say something is null, so it's basically counting the ones that are not okay. Fantastic. Thank you very much. Not empty. Okay. That's a better word. Not empty. Okay. So it is basically counting the ones that are not empty. That's a better, I think that's a perfect word. Thanks a lot, Charles. Thanks a lot, Sims. I think that's a better word. Okay. Not null means not empty. So you see it here, you have 7,043 entries. And out of these 7,043 entries, you have 7,043 that are not empty. Basically, so this one is complete. 7,043 rows, but you still have what? 7,043 non-empty, okay? Also perfect, 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 perfect. All the way down to where we now get to total charges. You now find out that, oh, there's a discrepancy. You only have 7,032 that are not empty, okay? That are not empty. We have what? 11 that is empty. Okay, so that would equate to my missing data. That would equate to my missing data. That's exactly what it is. So this is one way of checking if you have missing data. So when you compare this number that you see here with the numbers that you have over here, okay, all right, you can easily compare to say that, oh, I have a missing data. This does not match with this. I have a missing data. Now let's quickly visualize it and count. Okay, let's quickly visualize and do the counting. So, like I said, I'm just going to do, all right. So let me just check first of all. So check for missing data. All right, and I'll run it. So you see it now. So it's null. Okay, it's counting everything basically. So this particular code is counting how many not how many nulls do we have? Okay, it's null. How many data? How many rows in the data set is empty? Is null? Is empty? So this is saying is null. This is not null. This is null. So this is saying how many is empty. Okay, and you see it here. Total charges. We have 11. We have 11 rows that are empty. We have 11 rows that are empty. So we have what? Missing data. That's basically what it means. So we have, we have rows that are empty, essentially. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is just, I'm going to remove it. Okay. I'm going to remove it basically because I have 7,000 entries, 7,000 customers. Okay. And 11 is missing. Okay. 11 is missing. It's not very substantial. Okay. If it's substantial, I would need to, there are other ways you can deal with missing data. Okay. You have the scientific method, you have the ML method where you can apply machine learning to predict what it will be. Or you could use your measures of central tendency, your median, and mode. Okay, you could use your measures of central tendency to do that, but I'm not going to do that. Okay, so total charges 11. I don't need it. It's not substantial enough for me. I will yank it off. I'll remove the missing values. Okay, and that's exactly what I have there. Okay, so remove all the missing data. So now, if I run this again, I'm going to copy that. If I run this again, I'll find out that I don't have any missing data anymore. So after doing this, after removing the missing data, you'll see that I don't have any missing data anymore. But it would affect not really affect, it will only reduce it. Okay. Okay. All right. So, all right. So that's exactly, so now it's no more 7,030 what? 7,043, I mean. You see, normally it's 7,043, but because I removed all the missing data, because I removed all the missing data, I now have what? I now have what? 7,032. So I have a uniform data now. Everything is complete. Okay, 7,032 matches with all the numbers that I have here. So I don't have any missing data in my data set anymore. Okay, all right. Taking longer than expected. Well, I hope you guys are following me. Okay, I hope you guys are learning from this process, anyways. If you're learning, just put a one in the chat. Okay, so please, what guided you to remove 11 missing rows? Okay, like I said, it's not substantial enough. It would affect the volume of my data set. All right, 11 rows out of 7,000. Okay, it's not substantial. Okay, that is not even, it's just roughly about 2% of the data set. Okay, so that's exactly what I'm trying, that's what I'm saying. So it's not substantial. So if I remove 11 out of 7,000, it's not substantial. That's the reason why I'm removing it. But if it's substantial, it's about 10% of my data set. It's about 15, 20%. That's substantial enough. I would need to, treat the missing values. I would need to figure out a way to identify what I could use to replace the missing values. But because it's not substantial, I can just yank it off. Okay. If it's substantial, I could use the measures of central tendency, mean, median, and mode to replace the missing values. I could also use machine learning techniques, linear regressions, and all that to also predict what the median would be. Okay. All right. All right. So, could missing data be attributed to when the data is being collected? Very true. There are different ways you can attribute it to. It could be a system error. It could be a person error. It could be the way the data is downloaded. It could be that it's a system glitch that you didn't take those things into consideration. It could be anything. All right. Hence the reason why you, as a data scientist, you need to be able to deal with them when you see them. All right. So that's exactly what the case might be. Fantastic. I love the way you guys are asking your questions. It means that you're following. I really enjoy that. So keep the questions coming. And as much as possible, I'll try to answer those questions. Okay. All right. So now the key thing that we're going to be looking at today, all right, so I'll do this in the next 30 minutes so we don't waste too much time on the call. All right. So the next thing we're going to be talking about is exploratory data analysis that you guys have not heard of before, which I'm very surprised. Exploratory data analysis. Okay. So when you're talking about exploratory data analysis, take for example, you're a tourist. You're a tourist in you travel to Lagos for the first time in your life. All right. They gave that to you in the US, in the UK, in Cambodia, somewhere in the world. Okay. Not in Nigeria, but you're Nigerian. Or even if you're not a Nigerian, but you now travel to Lagos, Nigeria. You've heard so much about Afrobeats. And you're like, everybody, all the Afrobeat artists, Rema, Burna Boy, everybody's talking about Lagos. Come to Lagos. Lagos is fun. Lagos is this, Lagos is that. And you now said, okay, do you know what? I need to go and do what? I need to go and explore Lagos. I need to go and explore Lagos State, Nigeria. Okay. So you booked your tickets and you flew, took the plane, you landed in Lagos, Nigeria to explore. Now, what does exploration, what does it mean as a tourist? It means that you're trying to find out what is so special about Lagos. Correct? What makes Lagos Lagos? You're trying to figure it out. You want to see the kind of person that they're there. You want to see their means of transportation. You want to see their nightlife. You want to see, all you want to experience it. Okay? You want to see what's happening in Lagos. You want to see everything. You want to understand essentially what makes Lagos, you know, the birthplace or the place where people talk about, Afrobeat and all that. Okay. You want to explore it. You want to understand it. Okay. You want to understand the whole essence of Lagos. Okay. So that's exactly what we're doing also. We have a data set that has so many rows of data, so many columns of data. So we need to explore. We need to understand the data. That's what exploration is all about. So you want to explore the data. You want to understand the data. You want to understand what the data is saying. Now, the best way for you to understand what the data is saying is under three categories. We have what we call univariate analysis. And people will now be like, this is the reason why I hate all these technical things. When you see it, it's very simple. All right. You see what we call univariate analysis. We have what we call bivariate analysis. Okay. And the last but not the least, multivariate analysis. Okay. So univariate, bivariate, and multivariate analysis. Univariate is the first one, which means one. Okay, which means one. 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 All right. Bi, it means two. Okay. All right. So do you know what I'll do? I'm just going to put an iPhone in front. Okay, so it's easy for you to remember. Uni is one. Okay, uni is equals to one. Bi is equals to two. Is equals to two. So bivariate, two analysis. All right. Multi. Okay. That multi basically means what? Multi. Can anybody guess what multi would be? Okay. Multi would be what? Equals to what? Can anybody guess? Uni is one. Bi is two. Multi would be what? More than two. Fantastic. That's also very good. But ideally, it would be equals to three or more. Three or more. Okay? Three or more. So remember this. Univariate analysis, one. Bivariate analysis, two. Multivariate analysis, three or more. Univariate, one. Bivariate, two. Multivariate, three or more. Okay, I tried to sing, but it didn't come inside. It didn't come very well. All right. So just remember, it's as simple as that. It doesn't get technical. So you see a lot of people would see these data sets and they would not know what to do. They'll just see data sets. They will see this data set. I'll say data.ed. Okay. And they'll be like, oh, I don't know what to do. Okay, sorry, not ed. All right. And they'll be like, how do I start my analysis? A lot of people are confused. How do I start? Where do I start from? Where do I start? How do I start to analyze this data? What questions should I answer? What should I do? That's the question people ask. So the best way for you to start is through understanding these three concepts: uni, bi, and multivariate analysis. Okay. Now, the other thing I'm going to talk about is data visualization. Okay, data visualization. All right. So we have two types of data I mentioned earlier. We have, can you guys remember? Let me see the people that will remember. We talked about two types of data. Okay. Two types of data. Can you guys remember two types of data that we talked about easily? I want you guys to see. I want you guys to learn. Tell me two types of data we talked about. All right. So because of time, I'm not. It's categorical, and numerical. Is it that you're a category or you are a number? Numerical, sorry, numerical. Okay, numerical data, and you have categorical data and you have numerical data. Okay, so the way you visualize these two data is different. It's different from what? Different from biology. All right. So categorical data, for example, you visualize it using a bar chart. A bar chart. Okay, a bar chart. Okay, a bar chart. So you see a bar chart, you see bar, you see column, okay, you see pie charts. These are all visualization techniques you use for categorical data. Numerical, you have the likes of histogram, okay, scatter plots, scatter the place, don't start to the place, so like you know, good look at your face. Okay, histogram, scatter plots, box plots. You can also use a box plot, all right, etc. Okay, so essentially, okay, etc. All right. So let's just take a look at this real quick. Okay. That's my pen. All right. So, like I mentioned earlier, that's categorical data. You use bar, column, or pie chart. I'm going to use a pie chart. Let's say gender, for example. Okay. Gender, male and female. These are all categories, correct? All right. So I want to know how many male and how many female customers I have. How many male? Okay. How many? How many male versus female customers do I have? So you see, I can do a pie chart easily that will tell me that, okay, over here, this is female, okay, and over here, we have male. This is categorical. And I can see this is maybe 60%, and this right here is 40%. All right. Okay. So I can easily now tell that, oh, 60% of my customers are female, while the remaining 40% are male. That is categorical data. So you use the likes of bar charts. So you can see a bar chart that looks like this. Okay. All right. A bar chart that looks like this. Okay. So you could say, let's say subscriber, let's say male gender, female gender, and not maybe not specified. Okay. All right. So I can see now that majority of my female customers, let's say 200 are male. This is maybe 50 and maybe like 49. Okay. Okay. So I can easily see categorically I have more male than female, male and non-specified customers. Okay. So these are the ways you could actually visualize categorical data through the bar plot, column charts. Okay. All right. All this your column charts. These are ways you can visualize categorical data. Histogram, on the other hand, numerical data. Okay. So the likes of monthly charges. Okay. So you see it, the way you visualize it. Okay. Using histogram. All right. And so on. So we'll explore all that. So the way you visualize categorical data is different from the way you would visualize numerical data. All right. So that's something that you need to understand when going into it. So now let's start with the first one quickly, okay, without wasting too much time. All right. Univariate analysis. Univariate analysis. Okay. All right. Univariate analysis. Let's start with that. So univariate analysis is saying that look at each feature at a time. Don't look at any other thing. Don't look at any other thing. Take one feature at a time. Take one feature at a time. Don't look at everything at the time. Don't look at everything, try to answer all the questions, try to combine and all that. You look at one of the feature at a time. Okay. So basically, I'll put it here. one feature at a time. Okay, one feature. Okay. So now take, for example, we have a column, we have a feature, a column, a feature, a header, which is called gender. So a very good question you want to find out, first of all. So if you're in movies, you're starting this for the first time. The first thing you want to find out is how many genders do, how many male slash female customers do we have? Does the business have? So now I'm not thinking too much. I'm just taking one gender. How many male and female customers do we have? All right, that's univariate. I'm looking at just one column. I'm ignoring the other 20 columns I have. I'm ignoring them and I'm looking at just one column, which is gender. And I'm saying, how many male and female customers do I have? And that's where the insight starts to come from. So now I'll visualize it. And the best way to visualize it is SNS dot, I'll say count plot. Okay. All right. X is equals to gender. Okay. Small letter, gender. Okay. Also, apart from gender, then the data equals to data. Okay. So if I visualize this now, you see this. Okay. Now, looking at this now, guys, I want you to tell me, what do you think is it? What when you look at now, what can you interpret what this means? Can you guys interpret what this particular visualization, what it means? Can you guys tell me now? Looking at this now, do we have more male than female, or do we have more male than female? All right, more males, but it's very infinitesimal, slightly more. Okay, thank you. Okay, yes, there are more male, but it's just it's almost balanced. Okay, all right. Female is about 3,500. Male is about, let's see the numbers. All right, let me show you how to get the numbers. All right, so I could say data square bracket gender. Okay, and I'll do what we call a value count. Value underscore count. Okay, all right. So you see this. All right, so male is 3,049, female is 3,483. So it's not so, the difference is not so much, it's almost balanced. Okay. So now looking at, if I'm reporting now, I have I've gotten one insight already. Okay, in the sense that in terms of customers, there is no preference. We have a balanced subscriber level in the sense that we have male and female, they're almost the same thing. But if you have one more gender than another gender, it basically will connote that, oh, the male category, the male customers are more predominant in our business. So when you see adverts about certain things, you'll find out that you have more male in the advert. Take for example, the customers like Always Ultra. Okay, you won't see them advertising an advert and it's a man. All right, that obviously we have a lot of men that go to buy for their wives, for their daughters, whatever the case might be. All right, but that's not the target audience. That's if they do the analysis, they'll find out they have more female than male. Hence the reason when they're doing their targeting, marketing analysis, and all that, they're targeting more female than male. All right. Take for example also equipment. All right, DIYs. Okay, do it yourself. Okay, all right. You're buying a carpenter, you're buying a chainsaw. All right, you have women that will still buy. Okay, you have women that will buy, but in the business, when the business is doing the analysis, they'll find out that they have more male customers than female customers. And when they're doing the targeting, they're targeting the male customers. But for looking at this now, for a customer, for a telco company, they have it's balanced. Hence the reason when you see them doing an advert or doing adverts or carrying out campaign, it is man and woman, it is partnership, it is this, it is that. All right. So now the next thing, this is just one column. This is just gender. We would also look at senior citizen. We would look at partner. We would look at dependent. We're looking at them one after the other. So at least for the first one now, I can answer the first one to tell you that in terms of this business, all right, they have balanced gender in terms of the number of customers. It is balanced. Now take a look at, let's say, partner. the ones that have partner, customers that have partners, and the customers that don't have partner. So easily, I will just copy this, okay? All right, I'll come down here, I'll paste it. So now it is partners, okay? How many customers have partners or not? How many customers, okay, have partners or not? Okay, so the only thing I'll change here is partner. I'll just see the partner here. All right, all right. I will just change this gender to partner, and I'll change this one also to partner. So now let me ask you before I run this, okay? Before I run this, I want to ask you guys, do you think for this telco company, would it have more customers that have partners or customers don't have partners? So which one would you, I'm trying, it's not guesswork, okay? I'm just getting you guys to interact, okay? So do you think there are going to be more customers that have partners or customers that don't have partners? More with partners, Charles. Fantastic. Any other person? I need 2, 3 more people. So more with customers, more with partners, or more with no partners. Let me see. Customers that have partners. Fantastic. It seems like everybody has partners here. Fantastic. Is it just because it's all right? Fantastic. All right, let's check it out. Looking at this, no. Customers with no partners. All right, but like I said, it's not guesswork. It's very close to one another. It's almost very close to one another. So you have for no, it is 3,639, and yes is 3,393. So now you see, we're already exploring. We're already exploring. We're already getting to understand the kind of customers that we have. That's the exploration that I was talking about. That's why they call it exploratory data analysis. So you're exploring it to understand the kind of customers the business have. All right. So now we know that in terms of gender, it's almost balanced. In terms of partners, it's almost balanced, but we have more customers that are not with partners. Okay, we have more customers that are not with partners. And that's what you do during uni. You're only looking at each one of them. You're looking at each column, one after the other. Okay, so without I don't want to waste too much time. I'm just going to I've created some visualizations, and I'm just going to just show you. There's a way you could do what we call a subplot. I'll show you what the subplot is in a few seconds. Okay, so rather than doing them one after the other, I can combine everything together like a dashboard, some sort of like a dashboard, not a dashboard, but it looks like a dashboard. So you see it now, I have more visualizations in one chart. Okay. So you see now distribution of gender, almost balanced, distribution of senior citizen. So you see, we have more younger people than older people. So in terms of the customer base, this is just looking at each column. I'm just looking at each column. So I'm not doing any others, and I've not started any form of over technical, aspect of the analysis. So I'm looking at just each column. So the senior citizen column, I can categorically see that we have more younger people than older people. All right. So our customer base, we have more younger people. So zero means obviously, like what I said earlier, zero means what? More younger people. Okay. All right. Then one means what? Connotes what? Senior citizens. Okay. Connotes senior citizens. Okay. All right. Now looking at distribution of internet service types. Okay. This is another column in the data set. So I'm only looking at one column after the other. All right, to understand it. DSL, okay, fiber optic, and no internet service. So basically, they are not paying. These ones here are not paying for internet. They don't pay for internet. All right. Fiber optic is the highest at the moment with almost 3,000. About 3,000 customers are paying for fiber optic internet service. The remaining 2,400 plus, okay, all right, are paying for what? DSL. So you see now, I can tell you what people are paying for within the organization. Majority of my customers are paying for fiber optic. This about 1,500 plus of them are not paying for any internet service. 2,400 plus of them are paying for DSL. Okay, and for churn, people that churn in the business, people that churn. So basically, people that left. okay? People that left, okay? All right, that left, okay? So you see, you have no. So majority of the customers stay. So no means that they did not churn, okay? No, it basically means that they've not left. So the key concern is these guys here. The key concern is these guys that have churned. So you have yes, means that they have left the business. They have left us behind. Okay, they have left. So the key word that we're trying to figure out is yes, these guys here. Why did these people leave? Why did they leave? So that's exactly what we're looking at. And this is still univariate analysis. Okay, this is still univariate analysis. So yes, you can change the color of your dash of your visualization. You can change the color. All right, so this is just univariate analysis. And from univariate analysis, you can now tell, you could see how these things are working out together. This is just uni. I'm just looking at one column after the other. I'm just looking at one column, gender, senior citizen, partner. I'm not combining anything. So when they say univariate analysis, you're just looking at one. Now let's take a look at bivariate analysis. Bivariate analysis. Okay. All right. Okay. So we're looking at bivariate analysis. Okay, bivariate analysis basically means what? You're looking at two. You're not looking at two. All right, you're looking at two. Okay, so you're looking at two columns. You're looking at two features. Let me put it there so that you always remember. All right, so you're looking at two features. Okay, okay, or what we call columns. Okay, all right, all right. So now two features together. So take for example, let's take a look at two features. So when we're looking at it, okay, let's take a look at monthly churn, people that churn, and gender. Churn and gender. Let's take a look at that. So how many, let's take a look at churn and gender. Okay, churn and gender. So we have a column in the data set that basically tells you if the customer has churned. So you see it here, we have a column here that tells you if the customer has churned. So you see this one that tells you no, the customer has not churned. Okay, this also no, the customer has not churned. This also yes, it means that this customer has churned. Okay, this person has left the business. This person is no more subscribing to the business. This person also, yes, it means the person has left. So we have a column here that basically tells you if the person has gone or if the person is still with the business. So now we're going to be looking at two columns together. We're going to be looking at the churn column and also the gender column. So I want to know, do I have more male that is leaving the business, or do I have more females that are leaving the business? So that's basically what I want to find out. So this is me combining two features together. Okay. So how do I do this? Very simple. SNS dot, let's say, bar plot. Okay. Okay. So my X, I would say X is equals to, so I won't think, okay, before I don't waste too much time, okay, before I don't want to waste too much time. So let me introduce you to something. Let me just show you something real quick. So for people that are just getting started, I feel this might be too much for them. I'm going to introduce you to ChatGPT, okay? Because I wanted to do that at the end, but we don't have enough time, so I'm just going to show you, okay? So this is ChatGPT, okay? I'm sure you guys have heard of ChatGPT before, okay? All right? So I'll make it interesting for you guys now. Okay. All right. I'll do it now so that we can call it a day real quick and you guys can do it. So I'm using ChatGPT. Okay. And the beauty about this is we are AI is literally coming to stay. It's not going anywhere. Okay. Most people would like, oh, I want to do it myself. Well, ChatGPT is there that will do it for you faster and more efficiently. All right. So take, for example, I have this data set and I want to do the analysis. So you have the 3.5 and you have 4. Me, I'm subscribed to I'm paying for subscription. So I think it's about So it is something dollars, $24 every month. Okay. Which you see, if you bring it to Naira terms, it's about 20,000 plus Naira or more than that now because of the exchange rate. All right. But in terms of dollars, it's about $28 after tax and a bit before after tax and all that. So it's less than $30 anyways. All right. So I'm subscribing to ChatGPT 4. Okay. And you see how efficiently this thing will help me do my analysis. Okay. So I have the data set, I have the case study, I have everything about the data set. Okay. So now I want to use ChatGPT, which is the paid version. All right. The free version will do it for you. But this is more obviously the reason why you're paying for it, you get more features. So now the feature I get that you won't get in 3.5. So with 3.5, I cannot upload my data sets. So this is ChatGPT 3.5. I can't upload my data set. But ChatGPT 4, I can upload a document. Okay. All right. I can upload a document. So now I want to upload the data set. This data set I downloaded. I'll click on this icon, the data set, I'll click on it, and I'll click on open. Okay. I'll click on open. So now this is the data set. So I would explain the data set to say that this is the data set attached, the data set attached, okay, is a telecommunication. The data set attached is a telecommunication company data based on churn analysis. All right. Okay. Can you help me analyze the data sets? Boom. So now I've given it the data set. All right. The attached data set, the data set attached is a telecommunication company data based on churn analysis. Can you help me analyze the data sets? Now that's exactly that's the description I've given it to it. Now let's read what it has for us. Okay. So you see, the data set consists of several columns related to the customer information and their subscription details with a telecommunication company. Here is a brief overview of the columns in the data set. So it's giving me all the columns I see in the data sets that I had earlier. Okay, so you see all the columns that I have here. It's giving it back to me and it's even explaining what those columns mean. All right, gender, customer gender, male and female, indicates if the customer is a senior citizen, 1 or not, 0. Partner indicates if the customer has a partner, yes or no. So it's basically giving me all the things I know about the data set already, but it has to understand it. So now, to start the analysis, we can explore the following: churn rate, demographic analysis, service analysis, contract and payment analysis, tenure analysis, and financial analysis. Okay, interesting. Well, let's just say I want to do more of exploration data analysis. Okay, so I would say I would like to start with EDA. I'll just call it EDA. It understands it. Okay, exploratory data analysis. All right. Okay, and explore. I'll just tell it to explore univariate analysis for a start. Univariate analysis. Plots. Okay. Okay. Use explore univariate analysis. All right, so let's start with EDA, explore univariate analysis. So we've done a bit of univariate analysis just now, okay? So we started with univariate analysis, so just one feature at a time. So, okay, so let's see what it's going to give us, okay? So in the univariate analysis, we have examined both numerical and categorical. We've examined both numerical and categorical variables in the data set. Here are some findings. So it's basically analyzing it for me: senior citizen, tenure, monthly charges. And you can see everything there. But basically, it's still going to give me my visualization. Okay, so you see, would you like to proceed with visualizations for these variables? Or is there any other aspect of the data you would like to explore? Okay, so I would say that please proceed. I'm very polite. Okay, or let's just say proceed. Proceed to visualization. Okay, proceed to visualization. Boom. So now, before the challenges people have to ask, oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know what kind of question to ask. You don't need to do that anymore. You don't need to disturb your head anymore. You have a tool like ChatGPT that would come up with likely questions that you should be looking at. All right, likely question you should be looking at. So now it's currently doing the analysis, it's proceeding to visualization. Let's see the visualizations it's going to give to us. All right, so just give it a few seconds. It's going to do the analysis. It's literally analyzing the data for us. Okay, and it's going to come us with the insights and findings and so on. So I'll tell you categorically, there is no better time for you to transition into data science because you have the tool, you have the technology, you have the assistance, you have everything at your beck and call that you can actually leverage in getting started. All right. So now looking at what you've done here, proceed to visualization. This is univariate analysis, like I talked about, one column at a time, one feature at a time. And it knows that already. So you see, the first thing it did was distribution of tenure. So like I mentioned earlier, I told you like the way you visualize categorical data is different from the way you visualize numerical data. So for numerical data like tenure is basically the number of months, okay? Number of months a particular customer stayed with the business. All right. So you see it here, it's analyzing it and it's also telling you the interpretation. The tenor distribution shows a bimodal pattern that peaks at the lower and higher end. Essentially, that's exactly what we're seeing here in the visualization. So you have bimodal, basically means you have two mode. You have what we call, when they say something is bimodal, so it basically means you have two modes. Okay, all right. So bimodal pattern that peaks at the lower and the higher end. So lower end, lower and higher. Okay, all right. So lower basically zero. Okay, between 0 and let's say 5, and you have over here 70 and above. Okay, 70 months. Okay, all right. So this suggests. Sorry, my pen has disappeared. Okay, so this suggests that there are significant number of new customers. Okay, low tenure and loyal customers, high tenure with the company. So looking at this now, I can easily tell, and this is where your knowledge of statistics analysis will come in play. All right. So basically, if 0 months, you have a lot of people in between 0 and 5. Okay. Let's say between 0 and 5. So basically, you mean you have a lot of new customers. You have a lot of new customers that are still with the business with just between 0 months to 5 months, to 5 months. Okay. While you have a lot of people also that are between, 60 to 70 plus months. All right. So you have a lot of customers in the lower category, and you have a lot of customers in the higher category. So basically, that's what tenor is talking about. Okay. But we don't know if they churn or if they don't churn. We don't know yet. Okay. But this is just you exploring the data, telling you a story about the data. Distribution of monthly charges. The monthly charges distribution is relatively spread out, indicating a wide range of charges. So you see it here. Sorry, let me just clean up this. Okay. So you see this is distribution of monthly charges, and it's telling you the range that you have there. You're also looking at service types, internet service types, and I think I plotted this already based on our own analysis. All right, service type. Okay, see it here. That's exactly what these guys have. ChatGPT has done also for yours. Okay, count of contract terms, month to month, 1 year contract, and 2 year contract. So I can see that majority of our customers are doing month to month subscription. We have some other customers that do 1 year contract, they pay for the full year. All right. And we have 2 year contracts. So 1 year and 2 year contracts, very close to one another in terms of the number of customers. But majority of our customers pay every month. Majority of them pay every month. So last thing I'm going to do, all right, last thing I'm going to do is just go straight to the point. All right. Tell me customers that will likely churn. Tell me customers that will likely churn. Boom. So I'm going to do my analysis, all right? Okay. All right. I'm going to do my analysis. And basically, it's not doing it to predict which customers are likely to churn. We'll build a predictive models using features available in the data set. A common approach to use is a classification algorithm, such as logistics, decision tree, or random forest to identify the patterns of the data set, so on and so forth. And it's going ahead to doing it for me. So it's giving me the steps and everything I need to that it will do for me to do my analysis. Okay. So encoding of categorical variables, basically transforming non-numeric categories into formats, okay? Handling missing data, so we've done that already. Feature selection and splitting the data sets, basically going through the whole process of building a machine learning model, all right? Of building a machine learning model. So basically that's exactly what it is going through. So you see, when you say AI is going to take your job, it's only going to be people that don't know how to do this in the first place. So AI will not take somebody's job that knows how to do data science, that knows how to build models, that knows how to interpret it. It will only allow you to work faster. So rather than you writing all the codes for this particular thing, rather than you writing the code for this, I can easily come here and get the code for that visualization, for this visualization that has been designed. All right. I can just come here, click here, view the code, copy the code, and I'll use it in my work. Okay, I'll use it in my work. So I could just paste it here. I will take out this one because I've imported my libraries. So the only thing I'm going to change is the name of the data sets. All right. So I'll change the name of the data set. All right, to my data set. Boom. Data is, that's all I'll do. And I'll run this. All right. And you see, I have the same visualization, the same visualization. Now, the key thing is this is what makes it easier for you. So I was talking to a friend of mine. He works with AstraZeneca in the UK. All right. And you know the guys that created the vaccine and all that. And he was currently he was recruited for a data scientist, okay? For a data scientist, data analyst, and all that. So he reached out to me and was talking to me about, you know, recruitment. So it was like I should recommend people that have gone through the curriculum, okay? And it was like, do we teach ChatGPT, how to use ChatGPT? I was like, oh yeah, it's part of our curriculum. It was not like, oh yeah, that he's actually looking for. He's not looking for somebody that knows how to code. He's looking for somebody that can leverage ChatGPT faster. As a data scientist, as a data analyst, that can leverage ChatGPT. Now, this is somebody that is recruiting for a top tech, you know, a top medical technology firm, all right? And is looking for somebody that can leverage ChatGPT. So it's not about I know how to code. Okay, fine. You know how to code, fantastic. But how fast can you code it? Now you see how it was able to write this within a few seconds, within a few minutes. Okay, was able to come up with this, tell you the the insights and so on and so forth. All right, and I was able to replicate it in my code. The same thing all the way down. Okay, it will do all the analysis for me. So you can see, let's start by pre-processing the data and then proceed to building a predictive model. So first of all, the process says no missing values, binary categorical variables, other categorical variables were transformed, and so on and so forth. So from data visualization to using it for predictive modeling, you can use it, right? Which makes your work a lot easier now. So the key thing, what would now separate you is not the coding. One thing, that's why I told you today to this class, just listen to understand. Don't listen to, I want to be good in programming, I want to be good in this, I want to be good in that. Okay, no. The key thing is to understand is understanding that would separate you from every other person. All right. It is understanding that will take you. That's the big lie. AI can't take your job only if you don't know how to leverage them exactly. All right. It's only when you don't know how to use it. Somebody that doesn't know how to use ChatGPT, that doesn't know data science, would think ChatGPT will take my job. But you see, I'm the one that is explicitly telling ChatGPT what to do. I want to do this, do this, do this, do this. I want to do this, carry out this. It's still going to have errors. It's still going to have some issues in the analysis, but I should be able to decode it because I understand. So now understanding is what separates you and every one of them together. Okay. So with that, I think that's where I'm going to draw the curtain. But if you've enjoyed yourself today, guys, put a one in the chat. So let's see. All right. It is understanding that separates you guys. Understanding, not the coding, not any other thing, is you understanding what you are doing, understanding the business concept, understanding the business solution, understand what you're doing. Don't run after coding, visualization. Understand you have something like ChatGPT that can help you to write the code neater and more efficiently than the way you write it. All right. So fantastic work, guys. All right. I enjoyed myself too. You guys are absolutely brilliant, absolutely fantastic. And we're just going to call it a close in a few seconds. So that's the reason, we started the full stack data science training program. It's 100% online. You can learn from anywhere in the world. You're in Jamaica, you're in the US, you're in Canada, you're in Nigeria. You can learn from anywhere. Hands-on practical sessions, we use like what we're doing, what we did today. So it's hands-on practical. So rather than what we did today, as I'm coding, you'll be coding. As I'm doing the practice, you are also doing the practice, and we're working together to get it done. 20 plus classes with 50 plus topics. So today we only looked at just one tiny aspect, which is churn analysis. All right. For the classes, we'll start from the bridgement and take you to the intermediate advanced aspects of what we need to do. All right. 100% job feasibility will show you places where you can apply for remote jobs. I'm going to explore some of them with you today. All right. So just stay on the call. I will show you where you can apply for remote jobs. Don't worry. Okay. Industry relevant certification, I would also show you, you'll get a certificate upon completing the training program. And you would add over 10 projects to your portfolio, because that is what will separate you from any other person out there. Your portfolio, the kind of projects you've worked on, not just generic data sets, okay? You work on projects. And I'll show you some of the projects you work on in the training program. Now, how do you become a full stack data scientist? The key word there is full stack, not data science, not just become a data scientist. The key word you should always take into consideration is the full stack. Okay. Now, what makes it full stack? You're going to learn statistics, and you'll see that statistics is very important. Okay. So I talked about the measures of central tendency. When we're talking about distribution, we talked about bimodal. Okay, so all the small things, you need to understand what it means. So that's why statistics is very important. And because you're going to be doing predictions as a data scientist, you need what we call statistical analysis, statistical modeling. Okay, so you need statistics. All right, but it's not the statistics you learned in secondary school and university that scared you a lot. This is more business focused. Okay, how to use statistics within a business to solve business problems and so on and so forth. Okay. Now, the next part of what you learn is Excel and Tableau. So you learn Excel and Tableau for predictive analytics. Okay. So you use it for descriptive and diagnostic and predictive analytics. Sorry. So you use Excel and Tableau for descriptive, diagnostics, and predictive analytics. Essentially, what that means is you would be able to do the job of a data analyst. Okay, meaning that you'll be able to build dashboards in Excel. You'll be able to build dashboards in Tableau. But what you will be doing a step further is prediction. You'll be able to predict. You'll be able to use Excel for predictive analytics. You'll be able to use Tableau for predictive analytics. Now, after learning that, you learn SQL, okay, SQL. Okay, this allows you to interact with database. So you have the data stored in a database. So every organization stores their data in a database. Take, for example, your phone. You store data on your memory card. Okay, you don't store it on a flash drive. You don't store it. You store it on the memory of the phone. So organizations too, they store their data somewhere. They store it in a database. Now, as a data scientist, you need to be able to interact with this database to extract the data from the database. That's where SQL comes in. So after learning SQL, you move to Python. We did a bit of Python today. So you'll learn Python. So even though ChatGPT can write your codes for you, okay, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't be good with writing your own code. You should be able to understand the code. So when ChatGPT is giving you something that doesn't relate to what you're looking for, you can tell it exactly what you want, and it's going to modify it to suit your own taste. So you need to learn Python, okay? After learning Python, then you move into machine learning. Okay, so you need to understand the concept between supervised machine learning, unsupervised machine learning. You need to work on projects in computer vision. You need to work on projects in natural language processing. So I talked about you working on multiple projects, a minimum of 10 projects during the training program. These are the kind of projects you work on. So you work in projects in machine learning, supervised and unsupervised. You would also work on projects in computer vision. You would also work on projects in natural language processing. So very, very, very broad projects. That means that you could work literally in any organization. Now, the key word there is full stack. Is intentional. Okay, so you're going to learn tools like Excel and Tableau for analysis, for your analysis, for your visualizations, predictive analytics, and so on. You would also learn Python. You would also learn machine learning. So literally anywhere you want to get a job as a supply chain analyst, you can work as a supply chain analyst. You want to work as an operations analyst, you can get a job as an operations analyst because you understand the life cycle of analytics. So you can use Excel, you can use Tableau, you can do predictions, you can do machine learning. So it's a full stack. So it's not just you, I know how to do Python and that's it. No, you can use Excel, you can use Tableau, you could do SQL, you could do machine learning, you could do computer vision, you could do NLP, natural language processing, and so on and so forth. And last but not the least, delve into becoming a master data scientist. So that's the certification you get. You get the certificate of a master data scientist. Now, what the curriculum entails, like I mentioned earlier, okay, you learn statistics, then you move to Excel, then you move to Tableau, you move to SQL, you do Python programming, then you move into data analytics and visualization, proceed to machine learning, then you have your computer vision and NLP, so natural language processing. All right. So you would also get to work with tools like Microsoft Fabrics. You would also get to work with Microsoft Fabrics. You get to work with ChatGPT, and you also get to work with GitHub Copilot. Okay. So AI is literally everywhere. To be honest with you, AI is everywhere. So GitHub Copilot allows you to code faster, more efficiently. So, like I mentioned earlier, it's not about you being the best programmer. It's about you understanding better than any other person because you have a lot of tools that can write your programs for you. All right. But the key thing is you understanding. And that's why I was more I laid more emphasis on you understanding in the class for today. So different roles you can apply to once you complete the training program. Okay, you can apply for the role of a data scientist. I showed you, Tony, that got a chat day, sorry, that got a job as a data scientist. You could get a job as a data analyst, a supply chain analyst, a sales analyst, market research analyst, pricing, fraud analyst, and logistics analyst. So there's an array of roles you could actually apply to once you complete the training program. And guess what? We'll hold your hands all through the process of you applying for these jobs. Now you also get 1 month free internship. You get 1 month free internship. Okay. And that will be covered in the training program. So you have 3 months of learning in class. Okay. And you have 1 month free internship. So I don't think I thought about the duration. It's okay. Yeah. I'll talk about the duration in a few seconds. 1 month free internship. So after completing the training program, you get 1 month internship. You can add it to your CV. You can add it to your CV and you can add it to your CV to claim work experience. So most people are looking for where they can actually practice, okay, and leverage in getting a job. So we get a lot of people that are not going through analytics that are sending messages to myself, for example, and they ask me, "Oh, if Imena, I'm looking to do like a free internship. I don't mind working on free projects with you, blah blah blah, and all that." So you see, a lot of people are going to other boot camps or learning online by themselves. They don't get this opportunity for them to learn on real life projects. So what we do is the internship allows you to work on projects full time, okay, and you can add it to your CV to tell claim work experience from Analytics. So you can tell a potential recruiter that okay, I'm currently working with Analytics, and these are the things I am doing, and these are the projects I'm working on. All right, so you're not starting afresh. Okay, so the whole idea of this training program is for you to get a full time job, not to get an internship, to get a full time job. So that's why we're doing all this internship, practical life classes, and so on and so forth to get you a job to work full time. 1 month to own your skills. So you have is a 1 month internship for you to work on more projects. You will be working on an additional about 6 projects will be added to your portfolios during the training program, during the internship, and you get a project review with an expert. You get project review with an expert, somebody that is currently in the industry that will guide you through the process, all right, of what you've done, why you should do it, and errors you made, our best practice in the industries and so on. So the internship is very important for you. Trust me, guys. Why should you train with 10 Analytics? Why should you train with us? Why should you train with us? Okay. So I'm going to discuss this under 4 headings. Okay. Number 1, based off our achievements. So, like I mentioned earlier, okay, in the past 3 years of our existence, we have helped over 2,000 plus people. Last year alone, we did about 850 people that got jobs that transitioned from classroom into their first job in the tech space. All right. Last year alone, we did 850 plus people that transitioned from the classroom, no prior experience. All right. No prior experience. We're able to transition from the classroom to getting their first job. Either you're living in the UK, you're in the US, you're in Canada, you're somewhere in Europe, you're in Africa, all right, or somewhere in Asia, would help you get started with no prior experience. You don't need any prior experience. Working as a data analyst, data scientist, you don't need any of that. It would help you get started. All right. And we have enough evidence to back up this. Okay. All right. So we're not just all talk, we have evidence, we are talk and do. So we have a lot of evidence. And I'll show you this evidence as we go on. Number 2, industry standard facilitators and curriculum. So you see all the things I've talked about. You saw even the masterclass, all right? See the process we went through, understanding what churn analysis is, real life examples, and how to use this in real life. Okay, and how this has been applied in real life. That doesn't come with that doesn't just come with people that know just theory. Okay, and that's why I tell most people before you pay for any training program, go for their masterclass, go to the people who's this person is going to be teaching you. All right. I see what we did today, and I'm sure you guys learned a lot from the responses I asked earlier. So, industry standard facilitators, people that are currently in the industry, people that are currently doing these things, all right, are the people that will teach you how to do it. And you notice the curriculum is also standard in the sense that you're going to be learning tools that most people don't know how to leverage just yet. Tools like Microsoft Fabrics. Microsoft Fabrics is a very recent tool, just about a year old. All right, it's not even in demand at the moment, but we're teaching it just because we know without the line this is something that would be of demand, and you would know by the time it's of demand, you would have gotten few months, few years of experience using it. Okay, now, you also get to work with AI tools like ChatGPT, GitHub Copilot, just so that you are in tune with the new trends of AI and how to leverage it on your day to day. All right. Blended training delivery to accommodate every learning type. Blended training delivery. So we have a mixture of live classes and watch me do it videos. All right. Watch me do it videos. So essentially, those are the things that we have combined together to ensure that you are learning. So you have the live classes, which happens every weekend. All right, which happens every weekend. And the watch me do it videos are self-paced. Self-paced in the sense that, all right, the thing we're trying to do here, or the why we had to come up with this blended training approach is how do we keep two different types of people, person A, person B. Person A is a fast learner, and person B is a slow learner. Not that there's anything bad in this, but how do we keep these two people in the same class? All right. The fast learner, like what we did today, the fast learner would look at it and understand exactly what to do. All right. Would need minimal supervision. But the slow learner would need more time, like myself now. I would need to watch this video. If I was in the session, I would need to get the recording and probably watch it like 1 or 2 times in order for me to grasp it 100%. All right. All right, but on the fast learner, okay, at least the first time they're hearing it, they're getting about 70% of it. Maybe they just need to watch it, they need to just browse through it again in order for them to get to 100%. All right. But me, first time I'm hearing it, I'm getting like 40%. All right. Then I need to do another word, 40%. Then I'll do another word, 20% in order for me to get to match up with this. But see, that's the reason why we have the live classes and the watch me do it videos, which are self-paced. So exactly when you say self-paced, basically you can learn by yourself. All right. So you have projects that will allow you to practice by yourself, learn by your own pace. So you still have the live classes where you would have your instructor in front of you, all right, that will walk you through projects and so on. But you also have self-paced materials that would also allow you to work on projects, all right, and learn at your own pace. And I'm going to show you I'm going to show you the platform. I'm going to show you the videos and so on. All right. Number 4, Tailored session to position you for success to get your first job. Tailored session, tailored, when it is something tailor-made, tailored for you to get a job. Okay, and I'm going to show you the sort of sessions that you're going to be having. They're divided into 3 levels. All right, level 1 is this additional level, which is what we call a CV review. So we'll help you revamp your CV. I have no experience. I'm just getting started. I just finished university. I have been an entrepreneur of my all my life. I have been working in bank all my life. I don't have any experience in tech. Fine. That's exactly what we do. So we help you revamp your CV. Would help you revamp your CV. All right. So to show you how you can gain experience, even without you having experience. We'll show you how you can leverage your past experience in gaining the experience that you're looking for. So we'll help you revamp your CV, make it ATS compliant. So make your CV ATS compliant. So what does ATS stand for? Applicant tracking software. So you see, sometimes you apply for a job and immediately you apply for the job, you're getting an instant rejection email. It basically means your CV doesn't match the ATS. Okay. So how do you beat the ATS? How do you beat ATS, applicant tracking software? Basically, that's where we come in to help you revamping your CV. All right. So we'll help you do that so that when you apply it, it reduces your chances of getting a rejection email. All right. Reducing your chances of getting a rejection email. So we'll help you revamp your CV, all right, and get started. LinkedIn optimization, which basically works like SEO, but for LinkedIn. So SEO, you know, when you go on Google and you're searching for something on Google, you want to buy a new phone. Basically, Google will recommend the best places for you to buy a phone. Okay. So the same thing with LinkedIn optimization. If a recruiter is looking to hire a data scientist and then he or she goes online to search for candidates that fits that description, you should be recommended. You should be part of the top 5 recommendations. All right, top 5, top 6, top 10 recommendations that the recruiter would see. Now, without linked optimization, you would not even appear in the first place. All right, and that's why you see when you're talking about SEO, most organizations are trying to rank higher so that whenever you search for something on Google, you know, they will be the first set of people that you get to see. And that's exactly what we help you do during linked optimization. All right. Upwork optimization also for freelancers. If you want to work freelance, okay, you want to work freelance, this is the best platform for you to be on because you can get jobs from literally any nook and cranny of the world and you can work at your own pace. So what you could do is you could just go on, I'm just going to go on my browser and just go to Upwork. Upwork. All right. So you see, find the best freelance jobs. Okay. And you see that all I'll do is just move all the way to D. You'll see data scientist. All right. I'm going to click on that's just one of the roles. Okay. So Python developer to build a dynamic stock exchange, data engineer with API, theory questions, machine learning, use Looker Studio or Tableau to visualize data. All right. And so on. Quite a number of things that you can actually do. And these are all fully remote, freelance. So this is about $15 to $30 per hour, okay, hourly. $15 to $30 hourly, and it is less than 30 hours per week. You can do the calculations yourself and convert it to Naira and so on and so forth. All right. So you will show you how to navigate the platform. And this is just one of the type of jobs you could actually do. You can also take on, like I mentioned earlier, you can work as a data miner, data extraction specialist. You can work as data entry specialist, data visualization specialist. You can work as a database designer, data analyst. You can work as a data cleaning analyst. All right. You will learn Excel, so you can work as Excel freelancer. All right. There's so many roles you can actually take on working freelance, just freelance alone. All right. And it's an investment in yourself. So we'll show you how to optimize your Upwork profile for you to get more opportunities, get more gigs for you to work on. Navigating the job market. How do you navigate the job market? What type of roles can you apply for? What type of roles can you apply for? Where do you even get these jobs in the first place? We'll show you how to do that during the navigating the job market. All right. Just briefly, okay, when we get to remote jobs, I'll show you how to navigate remote jobs, for example. Job and interview preparation would also help you with that, where you can, once you have a good CV, you have a good LinkedIn profile, you know how to navigate the job market, you will likely get interviews. All right. Now, How do you prepare for those interviews? How do you succeed in those interviews? Is through the job and interview preparation sessions. So what we do is we have a mock session. So we have a mock session where we simulate the interview process. All right. So we do that we give you potential questions that would ask you. So if obviously as a data scientist, for example, this is going to be your first ever interview. So the key question is, how do you answer these questions? If somebody asks you, tell me about yourself, how do you answer? We have the SEAT approach that we use, SEAT, which is basically the skill, your experience, your achievements, and the type of person that you are. If they ask you situational based question, you use the STAR technique to answer this question. The situation, the task, the action, and the result. So we have different ways of answering it. And there is a technique of you answering this question. It's not just verbatimly saying situation is this, the task was to do this, the action was no. There's a way you go through, you tell them, and that's what you call storytelling. All right, is an essential skill of you when you're going for interview. So how do you tell your story? How do you sell yourself through your stories? That's very essential. So these are the kind of questions they would ask you, and you must be good at answering this question. And that's why you see a lot of people saying that you cannot get a job as a data scientist because they don't know how to navigate it, right? They've never done it before. So when they go on YouTube to learn how to do Python for like 6 months, they've been using YouTube, Udemy, Udacity, but they don't know that it's not just a technical skill. It's also the interview process. Somebody has to interview you. Somebody needs to ask you questions. How do you answer the question? Even though you know it, it's how you portray yourself that will really get you the role that you're looking for. So essentially, we teach you how to interview for jobs. And last but not the least, recommendation and reference letter. So you see a lot of people who are looking for recommendation. So you'll be working as a banker, okay? You'll be working as a customer service representative. You'll be working as an entrepreneur, all right? You can't use your prior experience to get the job that you're looking for. And that's where we come in to provide you with those recommendation letters. So we'll provide you with the recommendation letter, the reference letter that you need in getting started. We would also help you with weekly mentorship sessions. Okay, so where we bring in experts from the industry to come and talk to you. All right, we bring in experts again, guys working with Amazon, guys working with Google, guys working across, people have gotten jobs from 10 Analytics. We bring them on board to help you, to tell you about their stories, to tell you about how to navigate the market, and so on and so forth. Last but not the least is on the job support. We'll help you once you get the job. All right, training wheels. You need training wheels to get started. Would help you with those training wheels in getting started. Now, one thing we're doing this year also is we are guaranteeing job interviews. All right. So if you go through our training program, we are guaranteeing interviews. So interviews that would lead to you getting the job, the desired job. Now, how do we guarantee interviews? Let me explain it for you. Okay. Number one, the body mentorship hub. So essentially, body system whereby, all right, we have a ton of people that have gotten jobs, that have gone through analytics, and have gone on to get their jobs. So what essentially we are looking at is these people are coming back to help you also achieve the same. So people that started last year, 2 years ago, that got their job, that went through analytics, are able to get their job. All right, they're usually very excited. First off, okay, and they're always wanting to come back to do more for people that are also looking to do the same. All right. So if you're looking to get a job as a data scientist, we have a ton of them that have gotten a job as data scientists that are happy, okay, to come back to help you to get the same thing. All right. Offer recommendation, offer, assistance and all that. Number two, the internship experience. So you're getting a more enhanced internship experience during the course of the training program. Third, but last part initiative is the partnerships with recruitment agencies in the UK, in the US, in Canada, and literally across the world. So what we're trying to do is we are trying to build our own job pipelines. We're trying to build our own job pipelines whereby we train you, all right, on one end. We train, okay, we train you on one end, and the B end is the recruiters, all right. So once they get the job, once the job comes up, okay, they reach out to us, okay, to recommend. All right. And we recommend you because we just finished training you. And that's why we have to wait to the end in order for you to have gone through. And we know exactly of what quality you are, that we recommend you for the jobs that are coming up. And then we prepare you for it also in terms of job preparation, interviews, and all that. We do all this preparation with you. You go for the interview, and then you can get a job. You get the job that you're looking for. So we've secured some partnerships with recruitment agencies in the UK. We are still working on some. All right, some are more technical than the others. So, but anyways, those are our work. So we're working with these technical firms. We're working with those recruitment firms to get to the job that you're looking out for. Some of the projects you get to work on, okay? You work on all the projects you're going to be working on are real life case studies. These are all real life case studies. So take, for example, future hotel reservation is an actual case study, is a real life case study. And what would you be doing? So you see here, I'm just going to read some part of it, okay? A significant number of hotel reservations are called off due to cancellations or no-show. The typical reason for cancellation includes change of plans, scheduling conflicts, etc. So basically, this is a project I worked on personally, okay? This is a personal project of mine that has been remodeled for learning purposes. So this particular hotel is based off in Nigeria, okay? And I have another experience with the company based in the UK. All right. So essentially, people cancel their hotel reservation very close to the date. It could be a month, it could be 2 weeks, it could be next day. They usually cancel. People just cancel. Now, how it works, and it's very simple. People just cancel their reservation. It could be because of anything. Cancellation of, maybe they wanted to do a show or the show was happening and they're not interested anymore. Or take, for example, the one in the UK. All right. So now that it's winter, it's still winter in the UK, it's still very cold. So people are booking ahead. People will be booking for, hotel reservations in the summer. Okay. So take, for example, somebody books in the summer, okay, for hotel reservation, and all of a sudden, when it gets to summer, for the person to come, the person cancels. All right. So the hotel loses out money, even though they get charged for it. Let's say a room is 10,000 naira. Let's say a room is 10,000 naira, and the person has paid maybe a deposit, or the person paid full 10,000 naira for the room. Okay. If the person cancels, the person is charged an amount. Okay, the person is charged, let's say 2,000 naira. Okay, the person is charged 2,000 naira. So the 2,000 naira is going to the hotel. The customer gets back 8,000 naira. So this particular, when you look at opportunity cost, all right, the hotel actually wants you to stay it actually wants you to pay and stay in the hotel. All right, they don't need this 2,000. They don't need this 2,000. They need 10,000. So they've lost out 8,000 naira. So this business was losing out money, okay, because of what we call cancellation, okay, because of cancellation. Now, as a data scientist, you see here, you have been employed as a data scientist to explore the data and provide some insight and recommendation to the hotel. Now, guess what? These are the kind of projects you're going to work on. So tell me, if a recruiter is coming to talk to you and you explain this problem and you explain your solution to the problem using data science, that's experience. That's experience they are looking for. So it's not just you. I worked on the sales data, or I worked on this data that you found online somewhere. Okay, these are real life case studies, real life experience that has been remodeled for your learning purpose. Okay, the same thing with jumbo e-commerce, sales and forecasting analysis, real life case study. So you see, as a data scientist, you have been tasked with developing a sales business dashboard that provides a comprehensive regional overview of the company's operations and includes a sales forecast. The same thing with Daniel and Sons Electronics. So some of the businesses, obviously, the names have been changed just so you don't know the actual business itself, right? But these are real life case studies. Same thing with Solar's online project, Crusader Homes. Take a look at Crusader Homes. Crusader's goal is to utilize vast amount of data they have gathered on properties to generate pricing estimates that are more accurate and reliable, improving business operations and providing their customers with better information. So these are real life case studies that you get to work on. Or supervised machine learning models, you get to work on quite a number, even computer vision projects. So this you can see here, these are all participants projects you can see. All right, you can see over here. All right, so these are some of them, okay, that you get to work on. This is a computer vision project. All right, and you see them here. See them. This is a full body pose detection that they built in this. You'll see them, Analytics and detection, Analytics and this is Analytics pose detection project. I can see them.
Build my hand detector. Thank you to Analytics. I'm glad you can see it all over my face. Like, I'm very grateful that I could do this. Like, we could have talked. Thank you, Fibela. Thank you. Thank you to Analytics. I love it.
All right, fantastic. So that's exactly what it is. So you'll get to work on those kind of projects, other opportunities, remote opportunity, earning dollars as a data scientist. So you see here, I've created a video here that would help you navigate how to apply for remote jobs. All right. So if I click here, it takes me to this particular page. It's a YouTube page that all right that would talk about how you can apply for remote jobs. So you see, there is a session that was designed. It's about a 3-hour session. How to get remote tech jobs. Okay, so if you're looking to get into a remote job, working remotely, these are the things that you will need to take a look at. So I showed you how to do all that. Okay, so you could watch the video, and the video is there for you. All right, it's literally sponsored. Let me just show you one while on the call, so you see that it's actually true. So I'm going to go to one place called built in. All right. Built-in is a fantastic place for you to get a remote job. So, and the good thing about this particular curriculum is you can get a job as a data scientist, as a data analyst, and these are fully remote jobs. So these are fully remote roles in the US currently. So this is a data scientist 2, 20 hours ago. Data scientist, black line, 14 hours ago. One that is recruited by data scientist. This was yesterday. All right. And you can see data scientists. These are all remote roles currently in the US that you could apply for. All right. That you could actually apply for. So take a look at this particular. Let's take a look at one of them. All right. We'll just take a look at one of them. All right. And let's take a look at what you will be getting. Okay. Salary is 113 to 173,000. That's a lot. Okay. And let's take a look at what you'll be doing. What you will get: data management, predictive modeling, all right, communication, training and enablement, and so on and so forth. So basically, they ask you to apply. So all you need to do is apply. Okay. So you need to register, create an account in order for you to apply for this job. All right. So you see the job is only available in the US. These are all US based jobs, okay, that you can apply to, and they're all remote, okay, all fully remote roles. So this is just one place. We also have working nomads, okay. Anyways, on that video, the video page I showed you, all right, the video I talked about all these places you can apply for remote roles. So you see, remote jobs for digital working nomads, work remotely from your home or places around the world. We have perfect 100% remote job opportunities for those looking to start their telecommuting roles. Okay, so that's exactly what so no, not posted jobs. All right, I think the website is it down? I need to create a account. Do I need to log in? I don't need to log in. All right, but the site is maybe the site is down, I'm not sure. So we also have flex jobs. Okay, if this is messing up. We also have flex jobs where you can apply for remote roles. So find your new remote jobs at companies that get it. So essentially, you apply for remote roles. Majority of this platform would want you to create an account in order for you to see the jobs. All right. So I'm just going to click on find remote jobs. So you see, you have a ton of places, tons of jobs you can actually apply to. So you could explore these places, including Upwork that allows you to work freelance. All right. So, like I mentioned earlier, it always seems impossible until you get it done. Okay, so I'll just play Tosin's video in a few seconds, just so you can see, hear what he has to
My name
say.
is Oluwatosin Oguleye. with the August DA cohort with Analytics. I just got a job as a fraud analyst. So my role as a fraud analyst is to investigate and prevent fraud on credit cards. I got this job after I joined Analytics. The mentorship session, the CV review sessions, these sessions were very, very helpful in me getting this role. And I had an interview prep as well. All these were highly instrumental in me getting the job. And I'm really grateful for Analytics. Thank you.
You see, that's exactly what you get. And you see, those are the things that you don't know you could do at the moment because you feel like it's impossible. But now that's still same story, okay? And it only gets better from there. Trust me, it only gets better. Starting, beginning that the first thing is you getting started. All right, and that's the reason why we have a course starting next month, 2nd of March. Okay, just in the couple, that's next week Saturday, literally. All right, next week Saturday. So the program is starting next week Saturday, 2nd of March. And who is excited about this? Let me see who is excited about this. Put a one in the chat if you're excited to start, if you want to start with us this month or next month, I mean. Put a one in the chat if you want to join the next training program. Let's go. All right. Fantastic. I love that. Love that. Love that. Keep it coming. All right. So we have a training program starting next month on the 2nd of March, 2023. All right. And we have a discount for the first 10 people to register. We have a discount for the first 10 people to register for this. All right. So now the full amount for this training program, the full amount for the training program is $750. All right, $750, or you could pay in pounds. Equivalent is £625. Now we have a discount running. Okay, so the discount allows you to pay in two installments. All right, so you, instead of paying $750 in full, you could actually pay $600 or £500, and you could also pay in two installments. So rather than paying the full amount, okay, you can pay the discounted amount, which allows you to pay in two installments, 1 and 2. So what you need to secure your space now is the first payment of $450 or the equivalent of £375. All right. And the second payment comes 1 month. This comes 1 month into the training program. So you have the flexibility for you to pay 1 month into the training program. So all you need to pay now is $450 or £375 in order for you to get started. That's the key thing you need to do. First payment, either for $450 or £375, and you can also pay based on your location. So all you need to do is click on the main start link, okay, and you would see the price, all right, that you could pay at the moment. So the live classes, we have classes, we have the live classes on Saturday. We have live classes on Saturday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. for the guys in West Africa, the guys in Africa, the guys in EU, the guys in the UK, the guys in Germany, or any part of Europe, wherever you are. So we have the morning class, which is 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. West African time. That's the live class. And we also have the evening class that is between 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. West African time. So if you're in Africa or you're in Europe and you want to opt for the evening classes, it's going to be between 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Well, for the guys in Canada, the time is going to be in the morning, which is going to be 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So if you're going for the morning session, it's going to be 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. West African time, okay? Or you could go for the 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., which is the evening time, West African time, which you translate to 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. All right. Sundays, you have the self-paced materials that allows you to work on projects at your own pace. All right. Allows you to work on projects at your own pace. All right. So all you need to do is click on this link, all right, in order for you to secure your discount slot at this point in time. All right. So secure your discount slot at this point in time. All right. So all you need to do is click on this link and it will take you to this page called the Analytics Enrollment Center. Analytics Enrollment Center. Okay. Now, to get access, you see, get access to all program brochures. Click here to get access to all program brochures. And you see you have the full stack data science brochure over here. Double click on it. Now, the full stack data science brochures basically just gives you a detailed run through of what the full stack data science program is all about. A detailed run through of what the data science training program is all about. So I talked about introduction to data science. What are we going to cover? Basically, everything is covered in there. Microsoft Excel. I told you you're going to learn Excel. What are you going to learn in Excel? Introduction to Excel. You're going to learn data cleaning functions. You're going to learn the data analysis toolkit where you will learn conditional formatting, data validation, combination of conditional formatting and validation together. Some functions, average function, if, nested if, some if, lookup functions, pivot table and dashboarding, and so on. Statistics. I told you you're going to learn statistics. What would you learn in statistics? You have the introduction to statistics, you have the types of statistics, statistical visualization, descriptive statistics, distribution, and inferential statistics. So these are the things you would learn in the training program. All right. Then you move to predictive analytics using Excel. You move to everything is in detail. So the brochure basically gives you a detailed run through of what you'll be learning in the next 3 months plus. Okay. All right. So your journey to becoming a data scientist, where do you start? Where do you end? Some of the projects you get to work on. All right. What roles can you apply to, you can apply to after completing the training program? All right. Some of the projects you get to work on, some exciting projects you work on building computer vision applications, real life application of computer vision, so on and so forth. The tools you get to work with, Python, GitHub, you get to work with Slack, Kaggle, Microsoft Fabrics, ChatGPT, Tableau, Excel, so on and so forth. So everything, a detailed run through of what you would learn during the training program, what you get from the training program. Some of our facilitators, and so on and so forth, all the way down to the very end. Okay, all right. In terms of payment, guys, all you need to do is just scroll down and you'll see the full stack data science. That's all you need to do. So once you click on the page, all you need to do is scroll down from the top. All you need to scroll down to full stack data science. Click on full stack data science, and you can make your payment. It's as simple as that. So now you see suggested price, you have £500. So that's exactly what you're seeing here, which is the discounted price. But all you need to do now is to pay the deposit, this first payment, £375. So all you need to do now is pay 375, change it from 500 to 375. So because you are paying in discounts, you're paying the discount amount, you can pay in 2 installments. All right. So 375, and you can click here to proceed to pay and put in your full name, your email address, and go ahead to pay. All right. So once you've made payment, I can see somebody sending me a message about making payment. You've made payment. So once you go through this and you've made your payment, then you can pay with your card. All right. You can pay your card or you can pay with Google Pay. All right. Once you've made the payment, you get an email receipt of the payment. So you need to upload the receipt payment here. So once you click the same link, all you need to do is you'll scroll down to payment registration form. All right. And click here to upload your receipt. And just put in your receipt, your email, your preferred email, your amount, and so on and so forth. Okay. So all you need to do, 2 steps, 2 things. Okay. So once you click on the main stack link, it takes you to the Analytics Enrollment Center. First step is to make payment. You see the full stack data science, click here to pay. All right. The amount is 500. You see mine will show you in pounds, £500. If you're in Canada, it will show you in CAD. If you're in the US, it will show you in USD. If you are in Nigeria, it will show you in Naira. If you are in Ghana, unfortunately, it's going to show you in dollars. All right. Some other African countries might show you in dollars or in your local currency. All right. But if you're in Europe, it will show you in euros. If you're in the UK, it will show you in pounds, and so on. All right. So basically, it's based on your location. It's going to give you the price. If you're in Nigeria, it will show you in Naira. All right. But the discounted amount is 375. Okay. All right. So I don't want to pay £500. I don't want to pay in full. If you want to pay in full, fantastic. If you don't want to pay in full, also not too bad. We're giving you a discount. I would say you should take the discount. So 375 is what you need to pay. Pay the 375, type in 375 and proceed to pay. So once you've made the payment, okay, go back to your enrollment form. Once you get your email confirmation, all you need to do is just upload your receipt here. That's all you need to do. Step one, pay. Step two, upload your receipt, and that's it. All right. All right, I'll be taking some questions, okay, before we call it a day. I'll be taking some questions. So always, guys, I need to employ you. It's only available for the first 10 people. All right. Only available for this discount is only available for the first 10 people. Only available for the first 10 people to join. Yes, we run every month. We do this every month. So if you're not looking to, to join the March cohort, you could always join the April cohort, just like David is saying in the chat, Dr. David. All right. So if you're looking to get started in April, fine, that's good, fantastic. But one thing we won't guarantee is the discount. Okay. So the discount is not every month. Okay. But yeah, if that's something you're looking at, that's one thing you should get started with. All right. So if you have any questions, I'll be taking questions. You can raise up your hand and I'll be taking questions. But before we do that, I would like to show you the platform. I would like to show you where you'll see everything in one place, okay? Where you see the typical classroom. All right. So I'm going to take you to the Google Classroom, okay? And I'm going to show you what the guys that started February, the guys that started this month, what they are doing at this point in time. All right. So you see the full stack data science, you have for 2402. So you have the 24, that's 2024, 02, which is what do you call it? That's February. And you have the NA, which is North America. That's for the guys doing the evening session, the guys that are doing the evening session. All right. So scroll down. I'm going to scroll down to show you how the process goes. Okay. So you have the onboarding materials, like you get the onboarding materials. Okay. Give me a second. All right, the onboarding materials. Once you make payments, you get the onboarding materials, and you'll be added to Google Classroom. You get all the materials that you need. You see here the data science introduction watchment videos. All right, so this is now the welcome address, the learning structure. Let's take a look at the learning structure, what you would learn in the training program. So basically walking you through the process. This is self-paced, like I mentioned earlier. So walking you through what you will learn during the training program, the step by step. What do you need to learn? How would you be learning? And so on and so forth. So basically, that's the learning structure. Okay. Basically, walking you through the process of the program itself. Stages of learning data science, what is data, some basic history, types of data analytics, careers in data, the careers in data science. Let's take a look at that. So data scientist, sales analyst, operations analyst, healthcare analyst, support analyst. There are so many roles you could actually take on that was discussed in that particular video. So this provides you with a background, okay, an introduction to the role of a data scientist. All right. Then you have the introductory sessions. Then you move into Excel. First class you're going to be having is Microsoft Excel. Okay, so you have the introductory sessions, then you have Excel class. Now, the Excel class basically provides you with an introduction to Excel, data cleaning functions in Excel, how to do data cleaning. So today we did a bit of data cleaning, okay, where we're able to identify missing data and we're able to remove the missing data. In Excel, there are also techniques that you go through in order for you to achieve that. All right. So you do that, data cleaning. Then you move into your live session. So you have a week one drop-in session, you have a mentorship session. So let's take a look at the mentorship session. All right. So the mentorship session essentially is a time whereby, this is where the expert comes in to give you, tips and tricks on how to navigate the market, how to brand yourself in order for you to get a job, so on and so forth. So these are the things that you would go through during the training program. So this particular one is an interview preparation session. So this is Kenneth.
The spread
Okay.
of distribution of funds, grants that was given out to SMEs in River State. So
It's an interview preparation session. Okay. So what we do, we do like mock sessions whereby we prep people up during interviews, prep them up for interviews during the call. So you see, it's an interview simulation session. So we get people to come and interview, okay? And everybody learns from their experience. So we do that for data analysts, data scientists, data engineers. So you're learning across all board. Okay. So you see, you have the data cleaning live class. So you have the self-paced material that allows you to learn at your own pace. And you have the live class that is case study based. All right. Let's take a look at the case study. All right. So data cleaning with Excel. All right, pre-processing of data cleaning, and so you see, this is Vector Inc. Incorporated. As a junior data professional at the organization, you are required by your team lead to deploy data cleaning techniques in handling inconsistencies in clients' project data. Okay. Also, we have solution savvy. As a junior data professional at your organization, you're allowed to, data cleaning techniques in handling inconsistency and all that. Basic functions in cleaning data, text to column, trim function, substitute, remove duplicates, flash fields, and so on and so forth. So those are the kind of data you work on case studies that will get you to understand this concept about data cleaning a lot more. So you have another set of watch me do it videos, statistical analysis, numerical visualization, categorical visualization. We talked about them today. All right, so categorical data, how do you visualize categorical data? For example, bar chart, frequency table, pie chart, Pareto diagram, cluster column, summary tables, and so on and so forth. So you see all these things are there for you to learn. How do you visualize numerical data? Histogram, box plot, scatter plot. These are all ways you can visualize numerical data. All right, and you get to build a dashboard. Okay, you get to build a dashboard in Microsoft Excel. All right. Then you have your drop-in sessions, you have the mentorship sessions, then you have a live class. So you see, it's something you don't want to miss out on. All right. The mentorship sessions, the drop-in sessions, the live classes combined together is going to get you what you're looking for. All right. So, everything is that. These are the guys that started in February. Literally, they started in February. All right. And let's see the guys that started in January. The same thing. It's literally the same process. You have the classes, you have, if I scroll down to the end, you have the onboarding materials, you have the introduction to data science. So let's take a look at some of the comments that were left in the classroom. All right, let's go. Okay, and you see, watch me do videos are offline, and people are asking questions and you can respond to them. Okay, so you see, slide materials, introductory sessions. So you see, everywhere you see using it very clear. Thanks for the simplification. Fantastic job. Well done. All right. So those are people going through the videos and leaving their comments on them. All right. Very apt. Again, another comment on that. Okay. Let's take a look at one other comment. Let's see data analysis toolkit. We'll take a look at the comment. View class comment. Very insightful. Please, where is the video for XLOOKUP posted? I can't find it anywhere. So people can actually comment. People can talk about what they are going through, what questions do they have, if they find it intuitive, if they have any questions, you can drop your questions. We have WhatsApp groups and so on where you can get it done. All right. So week 2, watch me do videos, the same thing. People drop in a comment, concise, straight, interesting, and refreshing. Well done. All right. And those are the things that you get from the classes because it's live classes, incredible. All right. And all the things that you have there. So, all those are the things that advantage you get, from going through a structured learning program. So you're not learning haphazardly, you're learning on a step-by-step process. So one thing I would like to implore you to do now is if you're looking to become a data scientist this year, all right, this is the best time to get started. So let me see if I have some questions in the chat and I will just take a few questions and we call it a day. I was meant to do this in 2 hours, but I've taken 3 hours. I'll be available in April to join. Fantastic, David. Looking forward to joining you soon in the April cohort. But we have one starting in March for the people that are looking to get started in March. How did the price skyrocket? I attended the masterclass in December and coming out the prices changed 100%. A lot more added values. Okay, so like I mentioned earlier, we are securing partnership with recruitment agencies, not just in the UK, but literally across the world. All right. There are a lot of value adds that will be incorporated into the training program. The mentorship sessions you're going to be having, we're going to be bringing experts to come and speak with you. All right. We're going to be bringing people to come and mentor you, these are the things that people you wouldn't get from doing it by yourself. So all these things and more are the things that we are going to be. So you're not paying for any other thing. The only thing you're paying for is the technical skills, the training program, but you're still you're going to get mentorship. All right, you're going to get CV review, LinkedIn optimization. You're not paying for any of that. You're also going to be working on, projects. Internship is free of charge. You have the mentorship sessions. You have recruitment agencies that will secure partnership with. You have, recommendation letters that you're going to provide for you at no cost, no additional cost. So these are the things that we've improved on. All right, the self-paced materials, the platform, everything together is what really got, has led to the increase. And when you look at it itself, it's actually not a significant increase for what we're doing last year. The increase came from the exchange rates that we all are affected by. Do you understand? I hope the discount is available in April too. I can't guarantee that Dr. David. I can't guarantee the discount for next month. Okay. I can only guarantee discount for this month, not for next month. Okay. What about the minimum? What are the minimum laptop specifications, CPU RAM? So very simple. Okay. Any laptop that is about 8 gig RAM, 8 gig RAM, it's okay. First of all, 8 gig RAM is fine. Also, you're looking at anything that has SSD. So if you are working with a laptop, ensure that you're getting a laptop with what we call a solid state drive. SSD, solid state drive. So you can get a solid state drive of minimum of 256 gigs. All right. Okay. RAM, like I mentioned, a laptop of 8 gig RAM is fine. In terms of gigahertz, 1.8 to 2.4 is also very okay. Okay. All right. So it's fine. A regular laptop is fine. To be honest with you, you don't need to break the account to buy a new laptop, okay, or any mad laptop. A regular laptop is fine. We'll do the work, okay. All right. So 8 gig RAM, 256 gig in terms of SSD, solid state drive. You're going to be okay. All right. So Charles is also saying, will this be also include Power BI since the requirement for most company? No. So you're going to be working with Microsoft Fabrics rather. So Microsoft Fabrics, if you go online, so I'm just going to go to my Power BI. So I'm just going to show you for people that don't understand what this is. See, that is Microsoft. This is Fabrics. So Microsoft Fabrics is going to incorporate Power BI. So if I go to workspace, I'm just going to show you, all right, deploy pipelines. All right. So this is Fabrics. Okay, this is how you start to get to work with Fabrics. So Microsoft Fabrics is you still getting to work with Power BI. So you see Power BI at the bottom end here. It's still you going to get to work with Power BI. But what makes it unique is you being able to create end-to-end analytical solutions. All right, you can create a pipeline, assign it to your workspace, develop and test your content, and share with users. So end-to-end analytical solution. So you still get to work with Microsoft Fabrics, in which you get to work with Power BI. All right. But all right, it's not just Power BI, it's you building an end-to-end pipeline. All right. So you will learn it. It's part of what you learn. It's not an add-on. You would learn it. Okay. So it's not just Power BI, it's literally you using building an analytical solution rather than just learning a tool. You learn the entire life cycle. I hope that answers your question, Charles. How about how long is the program? The program is for 16 weeks. Sorry, it's about 14 weeks. But with break, you would have breaks in between because you can't be learning for 14 weeks straight. So it's 14 weeks. But with the breaks, it's about 16 weeks. Okay, so it's just about shy of it's about almost 4 months, around 3+ months. Okay, we count it, it's about 3 months and 2 weeks. But with the break, it's about 4 months. Okay. So that's it. So you have enough time. You have breaks in between to ensure that you're not overloaded. You're not learning every day, every day. All right. You have time to take a break, to relax, to unwind, come back to learn, and so on. So with the old breaks and all that, it's about 16 weeks, but ideally it should be about 12 to 14 weeks. All right. How much is it in Naira? So Daniel, once you click on the main stack link, it's going to show you in Naira. I can't show you in Naira because it's going to be based off I think it's about 700K plus in Naira. The discount amount is about 700 plus 720. All right. Okay. So once you click the link, it's going to show you in Naira. Okay, please. You can show you in Naira. All right. Awesome. Fabrics includes Power BI and more. Okay, thanks so much. Fantastic, Charles. Thanks a lot for that. Okay, which version Excel is needed in case mine would not would in case mine would be too old of a fashion. All right, so for Excel, you could use Excel. We usually recommend 365. Okay, and that's because majority of the organizations you get to work with will be using 365. All right. But if you can't get access to 365, you could use Excel anything from 2019 and above is fine. Okay. Anything from 2019 and above will be very good. So what we have done also, we know people have different kinds of Excel. Okay. So what we have done also, you see during the classroom, those are the things you get. All right. So we'll show you how to download Microsoft Office. So the latest version. Okay. We'll show you how to get it done. So you see it here. I'm going to walk you through.
Hello, my name is.
I'm going to walk you through how to get Office 365 on your system. All right. So now I think some things might have changed. Okay. So for the guys in Nigeria, I think I'm actually paying in Naira, to be honest, and I'm paying about 4,000 Naira every month. So it's not very substantial for me to subscribe to it because I get some additional package. All right. But I'm paying about 5,000 Naira, about 4,900, 5K every month. That's what I'm paying at the moment. But if you don't want to subscribe, you could only pay for the first month. It's just like you go to Computer Village. You will enter cab, you will pay for cab, you would also pay for the guy to install it on your system. So rather than doing that, you could actually go to Microsoft, pay 5,000 Naira for the first month, get it download, and cancel your subscription. Okay, so that's another way you can work it out. Okay, that's another way you can do it. So it's almost the same cost of you going to buy. I won't advise you to buy a crack. Okay, just go on Microsoft, pay 5K, you get it, then cancel subscription. So once you cancel subscription, you will still have full access to it, but you don't get the additional value, like OneDrive. So currently for OneDrive, if you're paying it, I think the lowest minimum you get is 1 terabyte. You see here, 1 terabyte of OneDrive cloud space. Okay. Okay. And that's exactly what you're getting, 1 terabyte. Okay. So yeah, essentially that's what you get. So I usually advise if you can pay for a monthly subscription, just pay for it. It's easier, more efficient, and it saves a lot of work for you. So I hope that makes sense. So we provide you. So all the questions that you're anticipating, we have those questions in there. All right. Can you pay all now and join next month? 100% you can pay all now and join next month. You can always, you can push your so during the registration process. So if you click on registration, all right. So once you click on upload your receipt, you could during the process once you are putting all this information in, all right. Okay. Okay, I'll just try to do that. So I show you exactly how it looks like. Okay, balance payment, Ifemena IK, registration email, Ifemena at gmail.com. Okay, mail, next. So there's a part of the question, there's a part of the form that will tell you when did you make payment? I made payment today. Upload your receipt. I'll just upload any copy of any data browse. I'll just upload this. Okay. I'll just upload anything. Just give it a second. Uploaded. What was your mode of payment? I paid on main stack. Okay, next. Okay, what program are you processing for data science? Next. And what time of the day? I want the evening session, for example. I click on next. Okay. What cohorts do you intend to start your training? So you see, you can start April 6th. Okay, you can pay now, but start April 6th. So, Charles, I hope that answers your question. So once you make payment, all you need to do is just fill the registration form and select that you're starting in April, and that's it. Okay. All right. Yes. Which certificates would you be issued? So we have our own certification board. All right, whereby you are issued a master in data science upon completing the training program. All right. So I hope I've answered all the questions. So one last thing I was just saying is please register now. The discount is only available for the first 10 people to register. only available for the first 10 people to register. So if you want to get started, you want to, you want to secure your position, please get started now. And I talked about evidence. We having enough evidence. So we have people getting jobs as CEO of tech company. If you don't believe it, the link is there for you to listen to Ini Akpabio. All right. He got a job after going through the data science training program last year. Okay, got a job as a tech CEO. Okay, working for growth. The name of the company is Growth Stack. Okay, as a tech CEO. All right. If he also got a job as a business analyst, Nathaniel got a job as a data engineer. Okay. Joined the data engineering program, was able to get a job as a business analyst. Kennedy got a job as a R&D specialist, the data analyst. This is Inia Pabio's, comment. He sent it to us. It was on LinkedIn. He posted it. All right. So Tony also got a job as a benefit analyst. Tosin got a job as a fraud analyst. Olugbemi got a job as a business data analyst. Benga got a job in Poland as a business data analyst. Shadi got a job as a data scientist. Zainab got a job as a data manager. Brenna secured a scholarship with a Canada university based off the reference letter that we wrote for him. Ikmat got a job as a data analyst working with the NHS. So when we see a lot, and this experience, these jobs people are getting literally and across the world, in Canada, in the US, in the UK, plenty people. Okay, and these guys are the ones that we have on the screen, and we have their links there for you to listen to them, for you to connect with them, for you to ask them questions. If you have this, the key thing that separates you from these people is the fact that they took the step, the bold step of starting, because it always seems impossible until somebody else does it. All right. So thank you very much, guys. I'm going to call it a day now. Okay. Thank you very much. And I'm sure you guys had a wonderful time also. All right. So I'll be looking forward to seeing you guys join the training program. Thank you very much. And have a wonderful day ahead. I know it's weekend for you guys. It's late. It's actually like 11 o'clock. Some people are going to bed already. So please register, be part of the 10 people to register. Looking forward to seeing you guys. And have a wonderful day, guys. So bye for now, everyone. Bye.